Welcome to a Merciless Gaming Media Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Today, we are playing our 5th episode of After the Tomb of Annihilation. Playing the role of a Zentalar assassin, Thorandar Valquindus is Jerome. Geth Stronghold, the human barbarian, is played by Hegan. Strokehog Brewbane, the dwarven cleric and druid, is played by Nick. Mr. Bubbinsworth, the Ketsoon Ranger, is played by Casey. Myself, Patrick, will be acting the part of everyone else in the entire world as today's Dungeon Master. Okay, so last we left our intrepid adventurers coming out of the city of Waterdeep. Based on the decision and information, you all have decided to look for a place known as the Monastery of Vrag'osh in the Sunset Mountains. On your journey in that direction, you were waylaid, attacked by a small contingency of Githyanki. Unfortunately, Gith had his astral cord cut by a Githyanki knight in the middle of that combat. Brewhammer. Is it Brewhammer?
Brewbane.
Brewbane was able to and successful in casting a spell saving Geth's life. After that event, you carried on for several weeks across the countryside, moving further inland and east away from the Sword Coast, until you come across a city known as Iriaebor. Now, Iriaebor sits at the foothills of the Sunset Mountains. Iriaebor goes much like Waterdeep goes by the nickname the City of Splendors. Iriaebor goes by the name of the City of 1,000 Spires. It's also known as the Overland City. And it gets those names for two different names for two different reasons. The first one being quite obvious, the City of 1,000 Spires, because as you can see, as you are hiking your way or riding horseback in that direction, you see a city compactly built along a riverway. And there are countless, somewhere around 1,000 spires. It seems to be a part of the normal architecture of the place. It does seem to have kind of a haphazard way. It's like certain cities probably should have been had a better plan to begin with before the city was built, to provide better pathways and streets and what have you. This wasn't one of those. So everything's built very compactly in. To kind of compensate for that, the city has built quite a number of hanging walkways over city streets and alleys, helping people to be able to move from one location to the other. This does have a side effect, though, and that side effect is because there's so many balconies and so many overhead paths. It creates a lot of, and the buildings being so tall that rather than build out, they build up. And what this has caused is a lot of dark alleys, dark streets, places of shadow. It gets the other name, the Overland City,
it too is kind of a little straightforward from the sense that there's a lot of caravan and merchant traffic that flows through this town. Unlike, even though Baldur's Gate is really compact in a similar fashion, Baldur's Gate did it to the point where you can't move wagons through the city. Iriaebor doesn't have that problem. You can still move wagons from one end to the other. You may have to go down many winding different streets and alleys to do that. But in Iriaebor, you can still actually get a horse and cart through. As you approach the city gate, you are met with and addressed by the city guard. Now, the city guard has almost kind of I would say kind of like a half plate kind of dress and demeanor about them. Iriaebor's history lends to why the city guard kind of looks the way that they do. Iriaebor currently is a city-state. It's a city run by itself, but it didn't always used to be that way. It has changed hands a number of times. At one point in time, this was run and controlled by the Zents, and it does, because in the Sunset Mountains there is the Dark Hold, which is one of the main bases for the Zentarum. This place is not too far away from that. But it's also not too far away from Elturond. And Elturond, this used to be a part of the Elturond country. Your characters probably have at least a faint idea as to what that means. I do believe you as players have a better idea based off of the previous campaign that we ran. Elturond actually ended up in Avernus. Elturond, the city, not necessarily the country.
So, were we calling it by the right name? Because I'm thinking of El Terrell.
Yeah, so I believe Elturond is the country and El Terrell is the city.
Gotcha.
Don't quote me on that. Somebody's going to listen to this and post something up and go, your DM doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, that jackwag.
Whoa.
Which is true. I don't.
Jacques Wagon.
You are greeted by these knightly looking guards at the front gate. Hold there. State your names and your business.
My name is Thorender Valquindus, and I am searching for a monastery that's close to this town. Well, I should say we are.
Well, here in Iriaebor, there are several temples. I don't specifically know of a monastery, but we have several temples to a variety of gods here. And feel free to visit any of them. Do you have anything to declare?
What do you mean by to declare, like?
Produce?
No.
Sells? Wares?
No,
Services? You're not here on business?
just traveling.
Stopping here until we can go further into the mountains.
Ah, I see. This is a way stop for you then.
Yes.
Do thy be adventurers. Is that your service?
I suppose you could call us that.
Then I would recommend a place here in town known as the Wandering Wyvern. It is a establishment that caters to your kind. Maybe they can provide you some information about this monastery that you is there a particular god that this monastery is dedicated to?
Not that I know of. Just kidding. Real quick, sorry. Not really off topic, but out of game. What was it again? The wandering what?
Wyvern.
Thank you. I don't know why I didn't remember that.
That's fine. Not a problem.
Must be that Guinness milkshake. Just kidding.
I honestly don't remember what monastery, the name of the monastery.
The monastery that you guys were looking
It's called the Monastery of Vrag'osh.
Vrag'osh.
Yes, have you heard of a monastery by the name of Vrag'osh?
Are you asking that of the guard?
Sure, I'll ask him.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Well, hopefully somebody in this town is.
I just handed you each a map of the city that you find yourselves in.
Pretty good size.
It is a fairly good-sized city. You might even say it's comparable to Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep, which is really interesting because I just stumbled upon it. It is in Faerun, and it's part of the I don't know what would you call it, but it's part of the lore of the Savage Frontier. And yet, I don't think I've ever really done a lot of research on it until this week.
I mean, that's the first time I ever saw a city this size, other than Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Yep. What would you all like to do?
I guess we'll make our way to the Wandering Wyvern.
Okay. You make your way through these very narrow, dark, even though it's daytime, they're shadows. There's very few places where the sun is able to break through all the overhanging and tall buildings. You occasionally have to wave somebody down and ask for directions. You're not met with any open hostility, or I wouldn't necessarily say this place is overtly friendly either, but most people just casually, offhandedly point you in the direction and go on about their business. Eventually you do find yourselves walking through the front door of the Wandering Wyvern, and it is a somewhat busy place. You see several of the tables around the tavern filled up with what can only be described as adventurers. And adventurers, they don't have a uniform, and yet they do. In the sense that they're usually heavily armed, but everything that they wear is not uniform, right? Just things that they've picked up through their travels or added here or picked up there, and no two look alike. And they come in a variety of different sizes, shapes, and forms. So it's like a uniform without a uniform. It's not like over the top, boisterous loud, but it is only early in the day still. And several of the tables are full. One table have several large men in a variety of different armor, with one slender, robed-wearing book nerd sitting at the same table with them. Wow. They're all drinking. Piles of their ill-gotten gains, like sacks of gold and
Ill-gotten.
little piles of gems, and it's almost like they're showing off their temporary wealth at a variety of these different tables. You are, however, able to find a table for yourselves.
Well, I guess go sit down. Take a load off.
A barmaid approaches the table. Good day, lords. What can I do for you? Is this something you'd like to drink for your fancy?
I will have a glass of wine, please.
Surprise me.
Also a glass of wine.
I'll take an ale.
2 glasses of wine, an ale, and a surprise. Would you like just a glass of wine, or do you want me to bring the bottle to the table?
Bottle.
Very well. I will just be about a moment.
What are we celebrating that Geth is back to life? A toast to our friend. He may go down, but he doesn't stay down.
Several moments later, she comes back to the table. She brings a bottle of... it's almost like a mixed grape and berry kind of wine.
No.
Comes from Golden Fields.
Oh.
Brings you a Mithril Hall ale.
What the?
And for you, what she brings is what can only be described as the overturned upside down skull of what could possibly be an ogre, cut at the bottom, which is now the top. Some kind of cold smoke comes pouring up out of the edge and rims, flowing like fog across the table. A very large purple and white straw sticking up out of it. On the other side, there's this paper wooden umbrella. It's pink.
What the?
And in the center is what can only be described as some kind of fruit cut into look like a flower, sticking up out of the middle.
Fancy.
The first thing I do is I take the pink umbrella out of it.
I told the bartender to make up some kind of surprise, and as you look across the bar, you see this red-headed gnome who must be standing on a box to be able to look up over the bar, and he's like, "Surprise!" as he waves at you with a big cheese-eating grin. Surprise!
Well, I might not be alive much longer after this drink.
Wow.
Okay, so as Geth starts to down this concoction, what would the rest of you like to do? Hammer down drinks in the celebration of Geth being returned to life.
I'll drink wine like Tyrion Lannister.
You mean an awful lot of wine?
Sure. Just kidding. No, I won't do that because we've still got business to take care of, but I might have 2 glasses. I mean, she did bring the bottle, right?
She did. And you can usually get a good 4 glasses out of a bottle. Tim.
I guess just enjoy the drinks and then just kind of listen to what's going on in the place.
Very well. There is a lot of, and I mean this not literally, but like chest pounding. You know, I'm the greatest warrior, or I've killed more than 20 orcs in a day. That's nothing. I've taken on a red dragon. That kind of, boasting, I guess is the word I'm looking for. A lot of boasting. And this is between the tables. In some cases, it's at the same table. But like a group will be, do you remember that time we took on that red dragon? And then somebody on the next table's like, that's nothing. Have you ever tried taking on a beholder? You never see no beholder. What are you talking about?
Drops 25 phylacteries on the tip. No.
You ever tangled with a lich? How about 26?
How about 26 of them?
Everybody would shut up at that point. Probably sit down in their chair and be like, I gotta go.
You call that a flex? Boop. Just make you chuckle, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's a good flex there, buddy. Do you really do that, or we just?
No.
Yeah, okay.
We don't want to be throwing those around. That's crazy. We don't even want them on us.
Coco.
All right.
I'll stand up.
Okay.
Since it appears that everybody in this room is so well-traveled and brave, does anybody here know of a Monastery of Vrag'osh in these mountains? Surely such a well-traveled and experienced group of people must have heard something of it.
A dwarf in the back actually stands up, and he's a little bit on. You've got a dwarf in the group, and I believe you are a mountain dwarf. Is that correct? Yes. This dwarf is just a little different. His skin is darker. Not, but it's darker. Almost getting to kind of like a light chocolate brown in color. His hair would be reminiscent of the ancient Greeks or Romans. It's got that curly, tight locks, both in the beard and the top of his head. And it's kind of greased or waxed, like you would see from a Greek or ancient Roman. He's wearing robes. They're red with gold trim. You suspect that this would be one of the members of what's known as the Golden Dwarves. They're kind of like an original version of dwarves. They come from much further inland, specifically a place known as the Rift. Which is somewhere on this map behind me that I'm looking desperately for. I believe that is the Rift.
It's pretty far away from where we're at.
It's near a place known as the Eastern Shar. It is a massive rift in the ground, and then there's this whole empire built within and down under that rift. However, that all being said, that empire's no longer as powerful as it had once been a millennia or two ago. He does come across the tavern and walk up to your table. I know of this particular monastery that you speak of. I am known as Caladan Caldorian. Caladan Caldorian. You said you're looking for a place known as the Monastery of Vrag'osh. Is that correct?
That's correct. If you have information, please have a seat at our table. Let me buy you refreshment or food.
You are too kind, but I will take you up on your offer. Where do you hail from?
To be honest, where the hell? I think my guy's from Baldur's Gate.
I
Or Waterdeep, something like that.
I believe you're from Baldur's Gate. Well, that I don't... Actually, the only original member of the group is this guy, and he was from Baldur's Gate. You could be from wherever that... I don't remember where you're from. Anyway, Baldur's Gate's fine.
I'm from Darkhold. Just kidding.
Everybody.
If it is too impertinent of me to ask you this question, what is your business with this monastery? It is considered a very dangerous place.
Well, Danger's my middle name, baby. Yeah.
It's whatever.
We have been led to believe that there is information that is critical to our mission that we are currently on. And we do know of the dangers. We know what resides in the monastery, but
Didn't you know that there's... And he looks around. A lich. Or a powerful evil wizard.
no, there's a lich there.
And you want to go there willingly?
We have no choice. We have no choice. With the information that we seek, we are told what goes on in the monastery is actually the location we're trying to reach eventually. We have reason to believe that there is a study in the monastery going on about this area we are trying to get to.
Yes, I too have heard about this study or library. However, I've also heard that the place is full of dark assassins.
Well,
Anybody who's gone there, well, no one has ever come back.
Someone's had to have come back to tell some sort of tale.
whoa.
She does have a point. I mean,
And yeah, I was gonna,
damn it, the mustache still isn't working.
yeah, I was gonna say she's wearing a mustache now, and it's still throwing you off.
Shave your head.
Wow.
I'll work on getting you a bald cap,
Mr. Buttonsworth.
Mr. Bubbinsworth.
The thing, that's what's messed up, man. You give Pat access to Amazon and he's like, activate. Now he's got
Activate
mustaches.
cosplay.
I took a picture of it too. I'm going to post it up on our Facebook page so everybody can see what Mr. Bubbinsworth looks like.
You could do it in stages.
Yeah, I mean, like, so that, like, the next time I give her a bald cap,
Bald cap.
we'll just keep going until everybody stops calling her she and then actually starts calling him or he.
That'd be funny.
It would be funny.
What is
I'm already laughing.
this thing right here, though? It really throws me off because I'm just like,
The little
piercing
the
that
piercing
almost-
in her little
Yeah.
bottom lip.
It's my tiny goatee. Or my
yeah,
tiny
that's what I was
soul
gonna say.
patch.
It's like a goatee starting to grow in there.
It's a full, huge mustache, though. But they actually had like one with a goatee or a full beard. I just started with the mustache.
Higgins like, I want one now.
Do you want one, Geth? He's like, yeah, I kind
It's
of.
because I
You
always
gotta get
mess
the
with
full
him.
beard, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, for him, he'd have to have the full beard. And then we'll have to figure out how to put like a little action figure in the beard
For his Chawanga.
for his Chawanga.
Oh yeah, your Chawanga couldn't even save you last time either. He's not a very good follower. He was a lot stronger in Cholt than he is here.
I don't know what to tell you about that, but anywho. Sir, and your name would be?
Mr. Bubbinsworth.
Well, Mr. Bubbinsworth, you do have a very good point. Somebody, somewhere, somehow had to have gotten that information out. I'm only going on hearsay and speculation. But on this point, I will not argue with you. It is a valid point.
If I might ask, how did you hear about the monastery? From what I can understand, it doesn't seem to be a place that there's a lot of common knowledge going around.
I am a sage, a seeker of knowledge myself. I even come here to this location to pick up little bits of information where and when I can.
Do you have any information on the negative material plane?
No, I do not. Is that something you also are trying to find? And why would one want to go there? You're not planning on going there, are you?
We have to.
What is this mission that you are on? It seems to be a course set towards your own destruction.
You know, it's funny that you should bring that up because we've already done that mission where we were on a course set for our own destruction. It took place on the peninsula of Cholt.
I am aware of this.
Had something to do with the Soulmonger and a lich by the name of Asarak.
Not aware of any of this.
Most people won't know too much about that. Anyways, that's where we got wrapped up with this lich business. Well, it turns out to be that there's a lot of other liches who forcefully or some willingly served this other lich that was residing in Chol. We then found out that after we had, should I say, dealt with this lich in Cholt, he retreated or was reformed, if that's where his phylactery is located, on the negative material plane.
And just to be clear, we've out of character.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about this a couple times, but
Nobody's going to believe that we were at Cholt and the
No.
Oh.
Because there's so much information, especially because we do 2 campaigns, I get that nobody's going to be able to remember all this.
Mm-hmm.
His location is not on or in the negative material plane. It is a demi-plane that borders the negative material plane.
Sorry. Okay.
You're fine. I'm just wanted to clarify.
Demiplane. So it is a demiplane that borders the negative material plane. We have reason to believe that he's working with a not so dead god of the dead to try and take control of all the undead all over this world and possibly other worlds.
The fates seem to have been very unkind to you, my friend.
Yes. I'm not the kind of person who goes off on a mission like this, but unfortunately my hand has been forced, and myself and my companions here, we have no choice but to seek this lich out and deal with him once and for all. That's if the other liches that serve him don't get to us first.
Kind of like having a bounty on your head.
To a certain degree, yes. So far, we've managed to come out on top. We've had a couple of minor hiccups here and there, but we're still pushing forward.
Well, I will be more than happy to provide you with the general direction as to where you can find this monastery. And if you're fortunate enough to survive the encounter and you happen to be back this way, if there's any information I as a sage that you think might be interested in, I might pay for your thoughtfulness.
I'll probably tell you if it's really guarded by assassins. But
anyway, any books that you're able to procure, happen to bring back, I would probably be willing, depending on what it is, and chances are I will pay you a handsome fee for anything that's exotic, rare, with information that I could find useful.
Do you have a list?
Yes, I mean, with what we're going in there to try to find, and with the rumors of opposition that's going to be in there, if we can't find a way to get in and get out, it might be kind of tough to gather.
I'm not forcing you to make me any promises. I like I said, for free, I will provide you the information, at least a general idea as to where you need to go. Mm-hmm. All I ask is that if you happen to find anything that I find useful, and you happen to come back this way, I would be more than happy to, even if it was just the information of the lich has been removed and it is a now safe location. I myself would be more than happy to go there on my own. I don't think I'm asking for too much.
We'll see.
In the Sunset Mountains, in the very northwestern foothills, facing northwest, on a cliffside, carved directly into the mountain. And it is, from what I understand, hard to miss because it is quite the structure on the outside. Standing over 75 feet in height and 100 feet wide. These carvings, like pillars, and a massive door on the front. This I believe to be the Monastery of Vrag'osh. So, give me a moment. So it's just west of the Yellow Snake Pass. My recommendation would be to follow along the western edge of the Sunset Mountains. Follow the west side of the far hills. You could take what's known as the Dark Road. And after you pass the village of Corm Orp, just continue along the northwestern edge, looking for that cliffside facing to the northwest. It's kind of overlooking a place known as the Skull Gorge. If that helps. I'm assuming, of course, that you do not have a map.
No.
No.
Can I ask him? I guess, can you draw me a very best map that you can?
Now that, my friend, will require some effort on my part. And I'm not very good at drawing. Probably be the equivalent of a 5-year-old halfling.
Never mind then.
Not necessarily one of my fortes. Well, and he holds up his glass of wine that you have been so kind to procure for him. To you, to all of you. Safe journeys, and may the fates finally smile upon you.
Cheers! That's Egg Shan.
What do you guys want to do now? And how do you want to do it? Where do you want to do it? Why do you want to do it?
We don't.
I don't remember if we're like really well rested after our last.
I mean, we can rest here. I don't see any reason why we can't catch a good night's sleep.
So when
before
you
we head
said
out.
several weeks, was that after him? So yeah, we're
Yeah, you're
Okay.
as well rested.
Okay, then we
You're
could go an adventure.
Yes. Okay, so you all wander out of the Wandering Wyvern, out onto the streets of Iriaebor, now with the intent of working your way along the western side of the Sunset Mountains, towards the Monastery of Vrag'osh. As you're walking through the streets, at first, you don't pay any attention to it. It doesn't jump out at you until you realize, maybe even too late, that the streets, at first they were crowded, but now all of a sudden it's like there's nobody about. And everything it was already dark and covered in shadow, but it gets darker, more shadowy, elongated. The shadows themselves elongate and become darker. A bustling, noisy city becomes quiet. Down the street, through the twisting alleyways, you see two figures. One of which is a gentleman standing in all black plate mail. A massive, hulking individual. Next to him is a very large, what in the loosest of terms kind of looks like a hyena. But this hyena is, I hate to use this word, an abomination of a hyena. Its teeth are not only like all over the place. It has more teeth in its mouth than it should. They're longer than they should, so they're like, sticking up both out of the upper and bottom part. You're not even really sure how it can open and close its mouth. Their teeth are so long and so many of them. Its claws are also super elongated, 1.5 to 2 feet from the top knuckle to the end of the talon. Super long on all of its toes and fingers, for lack of a better, its paws. The back part of this hyena is that of what you would understand to be the shape of a hyena, but the whole from the waist up is just a hulking brute, just massively like barrel chested. Its eyes glow with this evil green light coming out of it, piercing you from the darkness. You find yourselves here on this street, empty and barren. Stop there. Surrender yourselves to me. Repent. Prepare to be smited where you stand. I have been sent by my masters of the Twilight Cabal. The only thing I require is your lives. Surrender. You do not stand a chance.
We don't surrender.
Then you shall die.
You were gonna kill us anyway. I mean, might as well fight for our lives, right?
That
you
is
know nothing
foolish.
of this group already there, fella.
Trying to fight me is foolish. All who have stood before me have fallen. You will not be an exception, for I am Grimhammer.
Oh, did you see that? I shook a little bit.
I am under the understanding that you are in possession of items that my masters require, and the only way that I can take it from you is over your dead bodies.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you've got the wrong people.
Yep, totally got the wrong people.
We do not possess anything. We are cursed, and that is all.
Thanks for playing along, Elf.
There's no playing along.
He sure has accepted his fate.
One thing I've learned so far is these minions that they keep sending against us because they are too cowardly to come and face us themselves have failed every time.
My masters have not come to face you themselves because you are beneath them. You are but a worm. You think too highly of yourself.
We've already destroyed one phylactery.
That shan't be enough.
No. But we're in the process of destroying more, don't worry.
Not after today.
Well, come then, Grimhammer, and face your first defeat at the hands of mortals.
Let it not be said that I have offered you mercy and you have declined. So be it. The hyena-like creature that is standing near him runs off in a direction. But as it does so, you see almost like this green vaporish version of it kind of like peel off of it, almost like a soul escaping from it and becoming two different like creatures.
Son of a...
I accidentally unplugged the headset. So that creature tears off and he slowly starts moving. He's not charging, he's not running. He slowly kind of moves up into this position. At this point in time, unless there's something specific you'd like to do, you can roll for initiative.
I think at this point it's just pulling out weapons.
Since it's been weeks, have you done the whole holy water thing? Then my potion dagger has got radiant damage now instead.
Understood. That sounds fair and logical to me. Thrander,
17.
Geth,
12.
Mr. Bubensworth,
13.
Rubing.
Also 12.
What?
I know, right?
Wow. I also have a 12. So, Geth, what's your dex?
20.
Rubing?
15.
All right, give me one moment here to get this situated on the initiative bar thing.
The initiative dagger.
The initiative dagger of who shall go win. So it looks like Thrander is going to go first, and then Mr. Bubensworth.
That smile.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, motherfucking assassin!
Yeah, I didn't even have to see the smile. I already know. All right, so that was Geth, and then it's going to be Rubing,
Oh.
and then it's going to be me.
Oh.
I will be going last. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Coolios? Alright. If everybody can see that, then you know who's going first.
This is kind of a tough choice, man. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here, because I got two options. But at the same time, I don't know what this guy's capable of, so I'm kind of hesitant to kind of go all in, so to speak.
Yes.
I need to check something real quick.
Oh, that's not good. What are you gonna do there, buddy?
Well, I had to look up a spell real quick to see if it's something that's even possible, what the range is. The range of the spell is 500 feet.
Holy crap. Alright.
That's him, right?
No.
The knight?
That's the statue.
Oh.
He's over there in the glowing... Yeah, that's him. You got it.
I use the Cloak of the Montebac as my movement,
Yes.
and I will unleash an assassination attempt on him, which
Got it.
is basically my attacks, but as long as I hit, they're all criticals. With the rapier and the potion dagger.
Yes.
So, if you want, I will begin my rolls.
Yes.
Okay, first attack with the rapier. Fuck.
Oh.
I rolled a 1.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
I just put myself in a bad spot.
Nick, can you do me a favor?
Yeah,
And
what's up?
actually, you remember how he placed his character behind the statue? Go ahead and do that for me, please. In your haste to teleport behind the knight, you miscalculated a step and actually ended up teleporting back behind the statue. And as you bring the dagger down, you hear, because I mean this is happening so quick for you, you pop out and you're like, I got him! And you can kind of, I don't know if you would actually say that being an assassin, but you pop out, there's like this, as you pop out behind him, and there's just this sound of metal on what would be marble. Tank! Fortunately, actually, I don't even know if it would make that kind of sound, because the blade isn't actually a metal blade.
Well, it was my rapier.
Oh, you're using the rapier?
Because I always start with the rapier, and then the dagger is my offhand.
Got it.
So it's a type of deal.
Yeah, so you hear that rapier tank off of the marble from the statue. A chip. You actually chip this beautiful marbled statue of what looks like it's an angelic being in full plate mail. A female, if you will. Being that this is a part of El Terrell, yes. Yeah, buddy.
Nick knows who that is, too.
Nick knows nothing. He just likes eggs. Wow. That is going to end your turn.
Oops.
It is now... Well, you know who... Your turn is done. Is now Bummonsworth. What you doing there, buddy?
Looks like she's counting out.
And she is counting out. She, the player, not he, the Bummonsworth.
The mustache. I blame you, Pat.
You gotta do it with the voice.
I will. How far away am I from this building right here with a little guess?
This one, how far?
Yes.
You are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet?
25 feet?
Yeah, from that building, yes.
So I'm going to use my boots of jump and jump on top of the roof up there.
Okay.
And then sadly I'm not close enough to do what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to fire 2 magical arrows at him.
Okay. You do that.
14 for the first hit.
14 does not hit.
I had a feeling. 24 for the second hit.
24 does hit for the second hit.
Doing 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, I got it.
That's all I can do for now.
Very well. Geth, followed by Brubane.
I'm gonna have Geth do a dash. It's 160.
Did you say 160?
Yeah, because I have a regular movement of 80.
I'm pretty positive you can make it because I counted 110 just from where I was to get him.
I'm just gonna move Geth there actually.
Okay.
So then I have some cover, and then next turn I'll move my regular 80 and that should get to him.
Okay. Brubane.
So you went up on that building, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you put me like in front of her, but I'm not on the building, in front of the building there. There, yeah. Go. Let's see. So Pat, can I see him from
Yes.
where I'm at?
So just to be clear, like
These are like bridges.
correct. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. You can see under the bridge and see him from that. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I am going to cast. Well, first, of course, a pit of fire comes out, and what comes out of that is
A flaming fox.
a flaming fox.
Got it.
And then I am going to send out a scorching ray.
Yes.
So give me 3 shots. 22 to hit.
A 22 does hit.
Okay. 17 points of fire damage. My second hit. 18 to hit.
18 does not hit.
Okay.
The target number is 19.
27 to hit on the last one.
That will hit.
24 points of fire damage.
God damn. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, but
Okay. So what you see is this sliver, a very large sliver, cut through reality like a doorway. And he sidesteps through that door. And the door closes just after he steps through it, disappearing from view.
I feel like what I just watched is that hyena just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies.
So that hyena, you cannot see that from your position.
Okay.
You can. And you do see that as that hyena runs around the corner, the green ghostly version of itself turns around and heads towards your direction, but a second one also follows directly behind it.
Wow.
I need you to make a Constitution save.
19.
You are able to successfully make that save. As they're bounding towards you, one of them has this like the second one that just got created has this like cacophony of laughter, but the first one that's coming at you is making this very strange sound with its mouth, a sound that sounds very reminiscent to a metal weapon hitting marble. The both of them leap through the air and pounce on you.
My armor class is 19.
Alright, so the first one makes a pounce at you, but it does not hit you. The second one does the same thing. It too does not hit you. Both attacks have missed. That ends their turn. It is now back to the top of the dagger.
I guess I'll turn on these ghosts and see if I can hit them, or whatever they are. Are they? So when you described them as like a greenish type of ghost, did they look incorporeal?
Ethereal or incorporeal? Yes, like this green, incorporeal, hazy version of the original, where they glow yet they don't give off any light.
I'll do a test swipe at one of them to see if I connect with anything.
Okay.
Hit armor class 23.
That would be a hit.
And this is with the rapier. It's going to be 7 points of damage.
You hit it successfully, and it's like a sheet hanging from a clothesline. You rip it, tearing it in half, and then it just kind of all flutters as it disappears into ethereal nothingness.
Okay, I'll go ahead and swing at the second one then. This will be with the dagger. There's what I needed.
There you go. Nice. A nat 20. Critical.
And this is radiant damage.
And you're hitting this with the dagger?
Yes.
So the dagger does the same thing. It punctures and perforates this. You can barely feel it. It's like cutting paper. And it just pops out of existence. Little bits of stringy etherealness floating into nothingness.
Okay. Can you move me next to that building? That other one.
Here?
Yeah, I'm moving towards where I saw the hyena himself retreat to.
Yes.
Once I get to that building, I'm gonna do a hide, because I know there's a lot of shadows down here.
Yes. You want to do a stealth?
Yes. 34.
Nat 20 on the stealth. Very nice.
And that's my turn.
You are very well versed in this type of environment as far as stealth is concerned. Even if somebody were to be looking at you, the chances of them you're not quite there, but it was almost to the point where you would like disappear right in front of somebody's eyes. If that were possible, you would have been able to pull it off. You become as much of the shadow as one person can without actually being shadow.
Very nice.
Very nice. Mr. Bubbinsworth, do it in the voice. That's not it.
I will
Yes.
jump, I guess, to this roof as well.
You don't. So there's a pathway.
There's a pathway.
It doesn't look very good because some of the stuff has been knocked around. But if you push that other building, there you go. That's good enough.
Then I will walk across the pathway.
I mean, you could jump if you wanted to.
How far do you want to be on that?
One more space up. And at this point, I pretty much just want to put on hold, like waiting for the the ghostly knight, the knight guy, in all plated black armor to pop his little head.
His little head.
His little head.
He's so small.
It's a big noggin.
Heed, paper, new.
So I don't know. I guess while I walk over, kind of scanning the area for everyone else, three tails will appear kind of behind me, like on me, sort of thing.
It's an abomination.
Are you going into your Ketsune form?
I'm going to use a Ketsune spell, so I figured why not have a little bit of fun story time with it.
Sounds good to me.
So tails start to appear, but they're kind of just like barely blinking into existence, waiting for him to pop up.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. All three of your tails?
Yeah.
Got it. Very interesting. Things are starting to get meaty. Geth, what are you going to do there, buddy?
I'm gonna also hold my action until it comes out, but I'm like ready to rage, so I guess like
He's like the Tasmanian devil looking around for Bugs Bunny. And then he sees him.
exactly.
Okay. So the two of you are holding your actions, waiting for him to pop out. If he does, you're casting a spell, and if he does, you're going into a rage. A homicidal rage.
Yes, and going to.
A Pantera homicidal rage. Got it. Brubane.
He'll have an ale.
This is weird saying that.
Go ahead and about 25 feet closer to Geth.
So you and the fox will move forward about 25 feet. Okay.
I do have the hammer, the displacement shield.
Right.
If anything like decides to pop up next to me and everything like that, I'll be ready to swing upon it.
Okay.
So I guess I will be holding my action for that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I believe it's their turn then.
Oh wait.
Excuse me.
Legend.
Excuse me.
That will end the turn. It is now Thurander's turn.
I will stealthily move around that building. I'm on the hunt now.
What's your movement?
35.
Are you moving this way?
Yes, please. And then I'll roll another stealth when I get to the 29.
Okay. It's ridiculously high. You know damn well that you're good at this. You know damn well that you're really good at this. This is your environment. You feel comfortable. It's like riding a bike to you. You're finally flexing a muscle that you haven't used in a while, but it comes natural. It is now Mr. Bubbensworth's turn.
I will continue to move forward on the rooftops. Again, just scanning the area. At this point, again, just holding my action until I see the black iron soldier person.
Grimhammer.
Grimhammer, until Grimhammer comes back.
Okay. Very well. So you see him, and then your plan is to cast a spell.
Yes.
Okay. Geth, what would you like to do, buddy?
I'm gonna start moving this way, because if the hyena's hiding somewhere and it sees that and it runs this direction, I could stop it.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and
just
do
move
that.
80 that way. That's as far as I'll go, and then if I see it,
Hold on. I'm gonna need you to make a roll here. You figured it out there. You, in a game of Stratego, you found the bomb. So you go, as you come running around the corner, you see that in the last round, he must have been casting some kind of spells where he was able to heal himself. You now come face to face with him. In his hand, he is holding a massive looking maul. And the head of it is kind of like this demon-shaped skull with this huge, wide, open mouth with this dark flame coming out of it. This is a type of face or skull or face, demon face, you have seen time and time again. It is the symbol normally associated to Asarak. I believe it's somewhere on here. Yeah, buddy.
what role do you want to do?
Actually, You don't need to make the roll. I apologize. This is still your turn. You made your movement. He was not, because he was casting spells to be able to heal himself, he was not able to hold his action. So it's you and him toe to toe at this moment.
And I'm going to swing on him 3 times. Nat 20 on the first swing.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, I did all that healing for what?
To get bonked.
That's a nice weapon you got there. Mind if I take it from you?
Ooh. 24 points of damage on the first swing. On the second swing, 1 point off from another natural 20 with a 31 to hit.
Okay.
I'm doing 14 points of damage. And then on the third swing.
Jeez.
You guys are out of control over this.
A 16 to hit.
A 16 is not going to be sufficient, unfortunately.
No. Armor class is 19.
Armor class 19, you got it.
What?
That's his armor class at the moment.
Son of a... Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome.
No bits out of the DM.
Is that the end of your turn? Okay. It is Brubane's turn.
Yay.
I'll give you this, Brubane.
Boy.
You do not see this individual. You do not see the combat. But you did hear and then a tonk. I'll give you that.
So
How's that? I'll leave it up to your discretion.
Take that, but I'll put something on top of that.
Okay.
So I'm triple layering this shit sandwich right here. So I imagine, like, how tall are these buildings?
They're pretty tall.
So
There are several
the
stories.
noise would probably...
Yeah, bounces around. Yes, absolutely.
Would that be something that you want me to roll for, so I could feel what direction it's coming from?
I'll let you give it. I think all that's fair. Roll me some insight.
Insight.
Or perception.
Perception?
Yeah, let's do perception.
Okay. I would have preferred insight, but okay.
I'm sure you would.
Son of a... 10!
All you know is that you saw Geth run out in this general direction, but you really weren't paying attention.
Okay.
You have a feel that it is somewhere over here.
Over here. Okay,
But it's not enough to pinpoint where exactly this is all going down.
Let's see here. Want to put me onto the edge there of the well? Yeah, about there. That works. You can move the well too. Closer that way. That's perfect.
What? The dwarf does not pick up the well and move it across.
Can you put the fox next to me? In the well.
This guy's out of control.
Because he's on fire. Put it out, put it out.
Yeah, I'll just be kind of doing this dwarf thing and looking around like, trying to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Is that it? The end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, bud.
Very well. Geth, I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
Oi.
18.
Unfortunately, an 18 is sufficient for me.
Oh, you bastard.
Nice.
Not really.
Yeah, the target was 16. Close. Very, very close.
I rolled a 16.
You see him call upon a dark power. Almost kind of like the way you would see like Darth Vader calling upon the dark side of the Force. The ground before you starts to shimmer, and the shadow itself kind of takes on a form, and beneath your feet opens up almost like a pit into another dimension, and you're able to fight it off, preventing yourself from being sucked down into whatever this thing is.
Banishment.
It is. You do. I believe your character has seen this spell before, and it is banishment.
Oof.
Unfortunately for him, it was unsuccessful. However, as a bonus action...
What?
Nani?
He pulls off another stunt you have actually seen several times. He takes a step, like, into the air itself, slipping and sliding into non-existence. This is something you've seen similar done by a very feathered Tyrannosaurus Rex. Also.
So since he keeps making that reference about the Rex, does that mean that the Rex was the servant of Asarak as well?
Dude, I'm just getting flashbacks about somebody throwing some beads of fireball into it and then freaking Noman damn near killing me.
10 beads too many.
I wonder why nobody could really defeat this guy. Probably because they were just like, stop doing that, and then gave up. I'm just like, go ahead, kill me. I don't care anymore. This is ridiculous.
One of the hyenas comes running around the corner. Unfortunately, the distance between you and him is too far for him to take unless he were to make a dash action, which if he were, then he still wouldn't be able to attack.
Wouldn't he still be stealth, though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, very well. So this thing has come running around the corner in search of you and doesn't see you. It's not aware of your presence. You are one with the shadow. And on that note, that ends their turn. It is your turn, Thrander.
Even though I could see where the hyena is, the last place I saw the hyena actually go was around that corner, so I'm going to continue with that course, going towards Nick and then hanging a left around the building. If you could move me 35 that way, please.
Sure.
You want the well?
I want the well.
Do not move the thing. Well. Guys are out of control.
Yep. And then I will make another stealth roll. 29 again.
Very nice. Wow. You are on the hunt. Very stealthy. Do you want to try to track this thing?
Let me see.
It would require a survival roll.
I guess I could give it a shot.
You can absolutely give it a shot.
It's better than... Because it seems like there wouldn't be... I mean, I'm not saying there wouldn't be a lot of tracks down here, but since it seems like most everybody does their traversing around the town up above versus down on the ground,
yes,
it might be easy to pick up pod prints. I got a 15.
You do see some paw prints.
Okay.
They are very distinct. These, as given in the description, these paws are insanely long and massive. Overly so than for the creature's size. So they are very distinct. But what you also notice is that there are only one set.
Okay. In other words, the ghosts don't leave prints when they move.
I don't know if I'd use the word ghost, but sure. For ease of our ability to communicate these thoughts to each other, we can go with that, yes.
I mean, I'm just calling them that because I don't know what they are yet. And they're reminiscent of a green ghost, like
Slimer.
I was going to say Slimer.
I knew where you were going. You so weird. Is that the end of your turn there, buddy?
Yeah.
So to be specific, that is the direction that you see the tracks go.
Cool. I will be following those then. Actually, next round I will do a double move because I should still be able to use a bonus action to do my stealth at the end of the double move, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, because you can do a double movement is your movement plus your action, which still allows for a bonus action.
Okay, cool. Then I will take that under consideration on my next turn.
Understood. Mr. Bubbinsworth.
Did I hear Geth do his wild scream?
Yeah, everything I described to Brubane during his turn are the same. That you have a general idea as to where Geth plodded off. He disappeared in one of the alleys. You heard the and then the patang, patang. You have a general idea as you know it's over there somewhere.
Yes.
Right? But you have no specifics or details. You weren't exactly watching Geth as he moved in that direction. You were more focused on this direction.
I will then, I guess, jump off said roof and go the way that at least I know he went. But again, I don't know exactly where he went, but heading towards that direction. Still holding my action, though, of if I see him, then going to cast that spell.
Okay, hold on. Alright, so Mr. Bowmansworth, that ends your turn. Geth, what are you going to do?
And since Geth was in his rage and he just saw his opponent leave, he gets even more mad and he starts moving around to look for him.
Yep.
And I know the dagger's there to show initiative, but can I still move my character through that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Move him 80 feet through there.
You're trying to move him this way?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I ended up putting it in your way.
Is that where you end up?
I can move more, but I'll just stay there for now.
Okay, so that's 60 feet where I moved you to. Okay? So you come whipping around the corner. You're just sinking all my battleships today, aren't you? Because you come whipping around the corner and you come face to face with the hyena creature, and not the one in the ghostly form.
Move me up the rest of 20 feet to him.
Are you doing a double movement?
No, I can move up 80, and you said you moved me up 60.
My goodness gracious, this guy's killing me.
He's doing to you what he did to me.
Yes.
It's fucking up your day.
Yeah. You would think we would learn.
Learn nothing.
That extra 20 feet is exactly the distance you need to close the gap between you and this creature. However, I need you to make a roll for me.
Nani?
I need you to make a a constitution save, please.
21.
It has very little, it has no effect on you, but it has this kind of like piercing to your soul, paralyzing kind of gaze about it. And to the untrained warrior, they would be frozen and stuck in place. It hardly even phases you. It doesn't even slow you down. You stare deeply into the evil, malicious eyes of this creature, unfazed. You may now go.
And that makes me even more mad that I use relentless attack, where I have advantage on my attacks on you, and you have advantage on your attacks against me for the end of this turn, till the end of this turn.
You're going to use unrelentless. Okay.
Yeah, so now I have advantage on 3 attacks.
You do that.
On the first attack. 2 nat 20s.
This guy's out of control. Alright.
Alright.
Nelson. Oh, you dirty man.
25 points of damage on the first hit. 29 on the second attack.
29 to hit. Okay.
Doing 15 points of damage.
Make it merciless.
So as I come out of this corner, I jump up and I hit it, knocking its like legs down so it gets down, and then I just come up and boom.
Gallagher it.
Yep, and its head just...
You squish the head down into its shoulders.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
It may sound kind of evil and stuff, but it'd almost be kind of interesting to what would happen in a real fight if you hit somebody with a maul. I mean, we've only speculated and seen what they can do with it in the movies.
Right.
What kind of damage that really does to a real person.
I gotta imagine it's not pretty.
You're cracking bone.
Yep.
You are literally encaving whatever part it is. And I mean, if you're hitting body, you're breaking bones.
I mean, a war maul has got to be pretty damn nasty.
Yes.
I mean, I believe its specific intention was to, like, if you were against a person in full plate mail, trying to slash them,
Yeah.
would be kind of pointless, and puncturing it would be difficult. But to crush them in there like a freaking pop can, I think was the intent of the war maul, which is mean, really, really mean. So yeah, I gotta imagine if you're not wearing any plate mail at all, it's even meaner.
Because even if you're wearing chainmail, you're still there's no force behind
the brunt
it to still break.
Yeah, the force.
Good times.
It's just, you can imagine, like, the way he described hitting him over the head, that it's possible that his head might not pop, but it might sink into his shoulders a little bit.
And to
Cracking its
crown
neck.
and
Something has to give.
turtle.
Turtle. Okay. So, Brewbane. What do you want to do, buddy? So you still hear
noises.
you hear this and but this time there isn't the ba-tang, ba-tang. It's a
There's the first
the
one, like,
crushing of something with something.
it's like,
Oh, I've heard this sound many times before. Certainly. That one's probably dead. But was it the armored one or was it the other one? Let's see here. What do I have in my little arsenal? Don't do it.
I'm gonna. Just not yet, but I will. I'm totally gonna do it.
So does that mean... Never mind, I'll ask later. It has nothing to do with the game. I was just thinking about something for when our guest shows up on next weekend.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
What are you gonna do there, Brewbane? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? When do you want to do it? Now would be a good time.
He said,
I said, heh.
Can you ask me in 10 minutes?
Son of a...
I guess I'll start making my way in this general direction.
Okay.
So, like, if we could get somebody to move me 25
Jerome, you want to help him out?
feet. It doesn't matter, like, as long as it's in, like, that kind of general direction.
25, you said?
25, sir. You're a scholar and a saint. I don't care who tells you otherwise.
Did you move the damn well again? Yeah. Don't you shake your head. I can see this move. What do you have against my well?
Nothing, man. Nothing at all.
I like it so much, I just wanted to take it with me.
At the end of this session, you may take it with you.
Drinking water for everybody. It's like a cauldron.
Hold water for days. Oh, shit. I just caught that.
Okay, Brewbane, you've moved. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's going to be the end of my turn, bud.
Okay. That's good. I believe...
Cauldron.
That's freaking the cauldron. Son of a... It is his turn.
Maybe I bit off more than I could chew. I didn't say that.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, I do.
From the dark alleys around you, an echo as the sound bounces off of the very buildings, making it very difficult to pinpoint its location. You hear, "So you think you've won? So you think that you have my back against the wall? Think again, for I am Grimhammer. This fight has only just begun. Who amongst you shall be the first to perish?" Thus ending his turn. Thrander.
Me! Try me! Try me!
You're like, "I'm volunteering, you son of a gun!"
Come on, get out of here!
Well, since I don't know that the gnoll or whatever the hyena creature met its demise, I will continue tracking it around the building, doing a double move. And of course, when I come around the corner and see Geth standing over its crushed body, I'll be like, oh.
What's your movement?
It's 35.
At a double, so 70?
Yes. And then I'll stealth.
As you come around the corner, what you see before you, a little further down the alley, is Geth splattered in hyena blood and goo and brains. And before him lies the dead carcass of the very creature that you were tracking.
I'll just nod in his direction, knowing he don't know anyways, or I don't know if he'll understand it or not, because he's crazy right now, but I'll be like,
Cuckoo cabanas.
and then I'll nat 20 into stealth
Very nice.
with the cheater dice for the win.
Cheater die for the win. Okay. Very good. It is now Mr. Bubbinsworth's turn. Mr. Bubbinsworth, what would you like to do?
I would like to move an extra 30 feet.
There you go. There you go. There's your 30 feet.
And again, still holding my action, but I will respond to what he has said, being like, "You hide in the shadows, like a coward. You talk the great talk."
But you're still a bitch.
There you go.
Wow.
She's
A little direct. A little direct.
Oh,
You think I am a coward because I hide in the shadows. I am in the shadows because I am death itself. I live in the darkness.
I was molded.
And
What
There's
do you
four-
know of the darkness?
there's 4 against 1. No. No, my friend, I am not afraid of you. No. No, I am not hiding. You are being hunted.
I just want to make a comment and say that that is an edgelord, not Dad's character. What you just said describes an edgelord.
What are you trying to say there, buddy?
That guy's an edgelord.
Is he? I am the darkness.
Do you really think you have a chance against me? Interesting.
You really want to die in an alleyway next to your parents?
Oh, snap.
Gee.
Oh, wow. Wow, I got personal real quick.
Next like Grimhammer, more like Borophil.
Talking about my parents. So mean. Alright. So, it is now going to be...
Okay.
No. It's Geth's turn.
Mr.
What are you going to do there, buddy?
Can you move me 80 down this way?
I can move him.
And then, if you get me close enough, can you start getting me through that little...
What, this?
Yes. Because I'm going to take a different route to see if I can catch him. Catch him slipping.
Okay. Okay. Is that... So, because you're not in combat this round, you will lose your...
Rage, yes.
Yes, okay. Is that it for your turn? Very well. Brubane.
Insult him, Brubane. Get him to come out.
That's right, taunt him.
Taunt him.
Mother was a hamster and your father snipped the feather berries!
You son of a bitch! How dare you! That is the worst insult anybody's ever said about my parents! I can't believe
Well, can we come in and see if you have? Of course not.
If I didn't your general direction.
Aw.
We need a cow catapult.
That just rendered in my head. We need a cow catapult.
Incoming!
Is that your turn? No? Yes? Maybe? Kind
Yeah, that'll be it in my turn.
of? Okay.
He's coming for you, Bubbins.
It's alright. I've
He's going to the
been
well.
holding my action every time.
Hold that thought.
You thought you were going to hold an action against me, Mr. Bubbins.
You are not aware of his presence. Here's the crazy part. When you're in full plate mail, you are at disadvantage at stealth. That's what he had for his stealth.
Yeah.
Did you roll 2 20s?
Yeah, buddy.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, buddy. So as he comes around that corner, you are not aware of him until you hear the sound of 2 high-pitched screams, the likes of which sounds like somebody being tortured. You whip around just enough time to see these 2 light hammers flying through the air, each of them with the same mouth of the demon mask normally associated to Asarak. And basically he came whipping around the corner and went woof, woof, woof. Now the question is does he hit you?
No!
I would be interested in that while it didn't have to answer.
First one. This cheater die is working so great. Nat 20.
Probably because it has 20s on all sides, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Did you see they have Witcher gaming dice now?
No.
Did you see that they're coming out with another DLC for Witcher 3?
Are you shitting me?
Casey, you're going to take that first hit for 9 points of damage, and I need you to make a wisdom save.
That was hilarious. I just went.
One of the best games ever. Besides Mass Effect.
Dude, you better than Mass Effect.
You can't beat.
You can. It did.
22.
Okay.
It did not.
It does. Yeah, 22 is sufficient. As this thing is screaming at you like a rocket and you take this damage, fear starts to try to grip your heart, but it is something that you're able to dig deep within yourself to find the bravery necessary to fight that off.
I fear nothing.
True. But then as you say that, the second hammer slams into you for another 9 points of damage. Now, since we're holding your action, he was able to get those stealth attacks off on you, but that doesn't prevent you from counterattacking because you were holding your action. You may go at this time.
Okay. Where is it?
His armor class is now 21. As he's standing there in the middle of that alley, you can see there's some kind of dark, magical cloak hanging all around him.
So, as he hits me,
Yes.
as my bonus action,
Yes?
I do a Vorpal Pounce. So what he sees...
A Vorpal?
Or sorry, Volpine, not
Oh,
Vorpal.
I was like, holy, what the hell?
I was going to say, I don't remember that.
Volpine Pounce.
That would be interesting.
So yes, he still hits me with the hammers, but as I turn, I pretty much pounce towards him and turn into still humanoid shaped, but definitely more of a fox-looking creature sort of thing.
What's your movement on that pounce?
That is the only thing I'm trying to figure out. Because it just says bonus action, so...
What you could do... What's your movement?
30.
Alright, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You are further than 30 feet from him.
Okay.
So the pounce would be part of that movement.
Okay.
So you cannot do your Vulpine pounce because you're too far away.
It just says bonus action, though.
True, but... So what you could do is you could do a move action and then a dash action, which would double your movement and then your bonus. It doesn't matter what type of action, you have to be able to do it within your movement.
Okay, then I will do that instead. I will again, I guess, move an extra 30 while doing that Vulpine pounce.
Alright, Jerome, you want to move her up, please?
So next time...
No, you now have the bonus action to do the pounce.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, but next round, I will be at an advantage.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole point of doing it, is that I could catch him off of guard, and that the attack would be advantage.
Oh, well then that whole thing is really silly.
Yeah, you're the one who wrote it.
Oh, no. The way it's not, what's written there is not silly. The way you're doing it is silly. You need to move back. You're not, to do what you want to do, you're not able to do, because you're not close enough.
Okay.
So you need to move back.
Okay.
You can still move up 30, right? But then you're going to want to hold your pounce until the next turn.
Okay.
When you have the movement necessary to do the attack and the pounce.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can move up from where you were and do something else other than pounce.
So then I will do the spell.
You're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Oh, you're good. And then I will do the spell I was going to do anyways then with that.
Where do you want to be at?
I guess move me 30 backwards.
Actually, you would only have to... She moved up, and she only had like a distance of 20 feet left for her double action. So you could move her 20 feet back. Okay, there you go.
So then I'm going to do Firebolt at him.
Okay. Are you using your tail to do this?
Yes. 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Doing 18 points of fire damage. So then yes, 3 tails appear behind me or on me. And they definitely light up fiery, like, causing me to do a firebolt towards him.
Okay. Okay. I got it. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Guess.
Since I don't know it's that way, can you continue to move me 80 feet that way?
That way?
Yes.
This way now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that your turn there, Geth?
Yes.
Brewbane? Yeah, that's right. Keep trying to mess with that well, there, buddy. Is that your turn, Brubane?
No.
Okay, what are you going to do there, buddy?
Need him to make a Constitution saving throw. Need to beat his 16.
His Constitution save is 21.
Nice. Okay. Nothing happens. That's the end of my turn.
All right. Excellent.
Yay.
It is now his turn. Mr. Bubbinsworth, you see the full fury of this dark, evil paladin bear down on you with his mighty maul, with one intention and one intention only: to smash your life out of this existence. He moves up. Drone, can you move him up for me, please? He utters the words, "You shall be first." And it's like having some kind of malignant power all focused on you. You can feel it almost kind of go through you. As a matter of fact, the rest of you who are around Mr. Bubbinsworth can see this darkness kind of fall over him. And he swings that maul. The first swing (31 to hit). For the damage, it's 15 points of bludgeoning damage plus another 4 points of your life being sucked out of you from the maul, plus, give me 1 second. Plus you take an additional 4 points of psychic damage as he calls upon a wrathful smite in addition to that swing. Second swing hits for 18. You're going to take 13 points of bludgeoning damage, plus another 5 points of necrotic damage as it drains your life into the maul. How'd that feel?
Not so good.
That ends his turn. Thrander?
Looks like I'm gonna show up late to the party.
Is that it?
Yes.
And that's with the dash?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna go stealth just in case.
Okay.
Because I don't know if he's got any other,
Tricks up his sleeve?
Yeah.
Chances are.
That's gonna be a 23 for stealth.
Very good. Not too shabby.
Rolled a 9.
God damn it. Bowensworth?
So now I will do the Vulpine Pounce.
Yes.
And all he sees is, again, me transforming into still humanoid shaped, but more of a fox humanoid person thing.
So does your friends.
And it catches him off guard.
You see Mr. Bubbinsworth kind of... It's not overly dramatic, but you can see that tufts of reddish brown fur... No, it's black, isn't it?
Black, yeah. Black fur.
Black fur, that's right, I forgot.
With like little golden little things here and there.
And 3 tails come popping out of the tushy area. at the base of the spine.
The tushy area. What the?
What? It's a furry.
You got 3 tails coming out your bum.
And then again, I'm gonna
3 tails coming out your bum. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
That's probably 2 too many.
3's a lot.
It is. It's a bit much.
I see it. Yeah, I'm going to hit him again with the firebolt.
Okay.
22 to hit.
A 22 will barely hit.
And then he is also caught off guard. So not is he caught off of guard of like me having advantage, but it says that he is caught off of guard and he has disadvantage for this next round.
Does he?
Yes. I don't see any saves or anything on there. It just says that 24 points of fire damage.
How far did you
Okay.
walk in the ocean?
Is that it? End of your turn? Yes.
Actually add -4 or +4 to that damage as well. It says add proficiency bonus to that damage attack, so +4 to that. And then that's that.
Okay. Done and done. Geth? You rage again?
Yep.
Alright.
That's just less than 80. You know, I'll move up behind him. Since I moved of 80.
Okay.
That gives me advantage, right?
Yes.
I'm
Yes, it
gonna
does.
swing 3 times. $26 on first swing,
26 will hit.
16 for damage. Second attack. Nat 20.
Jeez. How many of us are rolling cheater die?
6, 7.
I think just the 3 of you.
Oh.
19
What?
points of damage, and then
No.
last attack.
I'm rolling the same type of dice Nick is rolling, so if his ain't cheater dice, neither is mine.
I don't think they're the same.
29 to hit on the second. I mean the
Jeez,
third one.
criminy.
For another 16 points of damage.
Nick gave me these dice.
He did give you those dice, but I don't think he has the same set, do you?
They're made by the same company.
Oh, sure enough. He just doesn't. He chooses not to use the cheater die. I got it.
That's it, Pat. Final straw.
Yeah.
Cheater die is coming out.
That's what broke the story. That's what did it.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
Yeah, that's what cut the cheese there, bud.
Bye, bye.
Fuck you, Shorzy. Oh, shit.
On that happy note, it's actually your turn, Grimhammer.
I figured. You can't move it further away. I'm going right next to it.
What is you in that well?
The thing with the well.
I told you I wasn't going to do the construct abomination thing, so I had to find something else.
You're just gonna have a magic well follow you around.
I'm like an ADD person. I gotta have something.
We'll figure something out.
I'm just joking.
Cheers.
Rose, could you move me next to the well?
Good choice.
No, it's not a good choice. Oh, good.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
I was just straightening it out.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
This one's gonna be at a 3rd level.
Okay.
You don't want to cast it at 5th level, then 4th, then 3rd?
I don't have a 5th level.
I was just joking.
4th.
Like Fireball.
Yeah. Well, multi-class, so Only goes to flower.
I could have used it at 7th level.
He did use the cheater die.
No, it's right here.
As he holds it up. I didn't use this die.
I used my metal one.
Whatever.
See, 1, 2, 3.
So when we're playing next campaign, they're not known as cheater dice, but when we play patch, they're known as cheater dice.
Right? Right? I mean, by God. $29 points of fire damage.
Damn. Make it merciless.
Ooh. Delicious. Let's see here. This Brewbane casts this kind of light and then sends out this beam. Goes directly straight to, or I believe where the throat would be if he's not too that well armored. Maybe right there.
He's pretty well armored.
Okay, he's pretty well
it's
armored.
full plate mail.
Okay, well, you know what? It bypasses that.
Goes through the
It
plate.
goes right into his throat. Literally just burning this hole and then going past Geth's head. Just like straight, just goes.
Little Chihuahua's like sticking his head out of the beard. Tucks back in. Holy crap. He can't speak, but
He's like,
Like in the labyrinth.
very nice.
Him dropping to his knees and then finally just going face first into the cobblestone there.
Got it.
Who's gonna kill who now? What?
Alright. So after Brewbane brutalizes this defenseless anti-paladin.
Defenseless my ass. Throwing hammers, freaking smashing down on the weakest one in the party.
Banishment.
Yeah, that would have been awesome if he'd been able to pull that off.
I was trying to do banishment to him too.
Is that what you were trying to do, was banish him?
Yeah. So you teleport from there, bitch. It didn't work. Didn't realize that he was going to be a paladin.
he said it.
Yeah, but that was after the fact.
No, he said it before then.
No, I didn't.
He kept calling him an anti-paladin.
When was that?
I heard it.
Did you?
That's why you're my favorite, Jerome.
Here we go again. Favoritism horror over here.
Thanks for taking notes and keeping up.
Eh.
It's not even favoritism, though. He'll down my character next combat, no problem, and not even blink an eye. What are you talking about, favoritism?
I blink.
Once. Just for the initial.
Give you a good squint.
Well then, now that that's done and over with, who needs some healing? Oh, button-up shirt.
Gives you like a hey, little shaky feeling.
Mr. Bubba's hand is shaking.
Poor little tailed beast.
I wasn't expecting to be that close.
What in the hell are you?
That's right. Oh, hold on. Let me
I
just
thought we
like.
saw this before. I'm pretty
We
sure
saw
we
it.
did.
Not to this
We
extent.
saw a little bit.
Well,
of
we
it
didn't
in
see
the
her transform into with the tails or anything like that, but we saw like a form of
Yeah.
her, like her face, like kind of showed with her elongated snout.
Yes. Yes, but you haven't seen her to this, or him.
Yeah, we haven't seen him,
to this extent. Yes.
I should have just made him a late.
No, it's perfectly fine. It's
Just the fact that
Mrs.
you're not a
Bubbins.
dude.
Miss.
we're working through it.
You're
This is
good,
a good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Good.
We'll work
Yeah.
through it.
We don't.
try.
We won't play any female characters unless we get like belts of masculinity, femininity thing that actually.
Oh, don't even fucking bring that up, Byron. Fucking DM over here turned my dwarf into a chick.
This dwarf particularly, wasn't
Yeah.
This dwarf
Yep.
it? Yeah, good times.
was a lady dwarf.
He was happy when he got that remove curse spell finally.
Oh my god.
Being the DM's fun. I got a smile on my face. I don't know if I can get it off.
I didn't know how to fucking roleplay that stuff. I was just like, damn it, man.
And that was his first character with this gaming group, too. I was like, ooh. Welcome to D&D, my friend.
I know, right? First game, he freaking... that we get into when we're in Chol, he shoots off my fingers. And a few sessions later, I get turned into a freaking lady.
Yeah, good times.
Dude dressed like a lady.
Freaking dwarf with big old knockers. That's what he said.
Oh, that's stupid.
Oh my god. It is fun though. Alright, let's see. Man, I really wish they would change mass healing word.
Oh, that
Because
is
prayer of healing does way more than mass healing.
Yeah. Well, so if you look at it, the differences that I noticed when I was playing my healer is the casting time.
Yeah.
The one of them actually takes like 10 minutes to do. It's almost like a ritual, whereas the other one's like a quick heal. So it's like you're gonna get more healing out of the ritual one, but you can't really do it in combat.
Yeah. What is it, like D6, D8 versus like a freaking D4?
But I mean, now that when you're out of combat, it's definitely a good spell to use.
Yeah.
Trying to do something like that in combat is not a good idea.
It's not a good idea.
It's not like 2nd edition where you had like spells that could increase the your casting. I think back in the day, haste actually used to cut down casting time on spells, if I remember correctly. It wasn't just a combat, like a melee combat or ranged combat benefit.
I'd have to look into it, but I think you're correct.
I really enjoy 5th edition a lot. They really did a good job with it, but there is a lot about 2nd edition that I think it's probably going to be one of my favorite systems.
Yep, I would agree.
But I'm sure there's guys that have been playing longer than us that feel that way about the old school crusty 1st edition. And when we swapped over from 1st to 2nd, I was pretty happy with the changes. Like I didn't look back at 1st after that.
Yeah, 1st edition was fine, but 2nd edition really flushed everything out, you know. It was a robust system.
Yeah. And 5th edition is great, but I can't help but every once in a while, you know, you get that little reminiscence of 2nd edition, and you're just like, man.
I cast lightning bolt in a hallway.
Yeah.
Ping, 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 ping.
You definitely had to be a lot more careful as a spellcaster in 2nd edition.
And a little bit more math involved.
But I mean, if you think about it, the cool thing about that is when you did get it down, it made your character look that much better as a spellcaster. For, you know, oh hey, I can cast lightning bolt finally, to yeah, the wizard's gonna throw a lightning bolt and nobody's scared. You know what I mean? Versus the first time you throw a lightning bolt.
Sure. What do you got there, Pooping?
If anybody's damaged, you get 34 points of healing back.
Didn't take 1 point of damage that combat.
Good to know.
Good job.
How far down were you there, Bubbinsworth?
I went down like almost half.
Oh. Half.
Yeah, you're good for back-to-back combat at that point.
There you go. You can totally go over another round. As Brewbane casts the healing spell over the party, which it seems that the only person who's affected is Bubbinsworth, as nobody else took any damage. It's like, and it I'm not even really sure if you were all aware, but it was like you were phased out of existence. And as you phase back in, the world around you comes back into reality. Where there was darkness, little bits of light now start to shine down through the city streets. People who weren't there almost magically materialize around you, going on about their daily business as if nothing had happened. The Grimhammer individual that you smote laying there on the ground is no longer present.
Did he leave his Grimhammer behind?
You do not see the Grimhammer behind.
I think he was talking about his weapon.
Yes.
Unless his weapon is named Grimhammer as well.
I'm pretty
I knew
sure.
what he meant, and I was just kind of...
Everything is disappeared.
It's all gone.
It's all
All
gone.
done.
Fuck you, Shorzy. Well then. Did I ever tell you I don't like this one bit, elf? Not one.
Well, it seems you've drawn the attention of the Twilight Cabal, my friend.
Me. Oh, who's the one that did his little hocus pocus and then threw the freaking ledge into the... I can't even keep my damn accent because
Focus.
hocus pocus. That's what I should do. I should make a Canadian character.
What the?
A Dro Canadian character.
And just send insults out, like, constantly.
Because, you know, Dro from down under.
Oh my god, never mind, I quit.
When I thought, well, that's why I thought you said Australian, not Canadian.
I did say...
He did say Australian.
No, he
I
said
Canadian.
He said Canadian.
Oh, I
you're
meant-
thinking.
I thought
You're
you said
thinking
Australian.
You're thinking
No.
Australian. That's why everybody was like, wah wah wah, because the down under joke didn't mix with the Canadian.
Okay, sorry. Boo. Boo me.
You hoser.
You hoser.
Way to go, hoser.
A.
A.
Right over his head.
Meow. As you were
A
saying.
drow bard from down under.
With a Australian accent.
That plays a didgeridoo.
Oh god.
Wow, 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 wow. That would be awesome.
I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. All right, Brubane, what were you saying?
Something about hocus pocus.
You were trying to blame
No.
him for all this.
Yeah, but I wasn't taking any blame. I was because I was like,
You're the one dishing it out saying that.
Yeah.
You're the one that's got legends coming at you, my friend.
he never saw me.
I just died. You're the one who threw him into the lake of lava.
I didn't necessarily throw him in as I jumped in there with him.
And then you did your hocus pocus again, and then poof, you apparently popped up next to us and healed us.
Good deal.
Elves in the chicory.
The scariest thing to happen is that it's like you're sitting there and you get into combat. At first, when we got into this combat, for a second, I thought the anti-paladin, all of our characters were about to go as he stopped time, and I was like, I thought he was gonna do one of those again.
I wouldn't do that.
Not yet. We haven't got to Azrak yet. Good. All right.
Good times, yeah.
Makes me wonder if it's not just Axaract. I could do that though.
Makes me wonder if we should start doing more research on how to counter a time stop spell.
Counter.
Better yet,
You
to
can't
counter a
I know, I'm
freaking
kidding.
lich, just period.
Yeah, you can't counter spell a time stop from a lich. That's some high level mojo.
Could you do?
You could, but that is a
What's there?
difficult roll.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't
What?
just do it. You have to. There's a role involved.
Because counter spell only automatically.
Dispel magic.
Same thing. You
Yeah,
still
but
have
you
to.
have to. You have to for the dispel magic. You have to have it, or at least do it at a higher level.
You still have to
In
roll.
that case, it wouldn't work because so he casts the spell.
Right.
Time stop. You cannot now cast dispel magic because time has already been stopped.
Right. No, that's right.
So the only spell that would really work would be the counter spell. And you.
But how would you be able to counterspell it if time's already been stopped?
No. As he's casting counter, it's like somebody casting a
it's 'cause
fire.
it's instant.
It's a reaction.
It's a reaction. You're going.
Gotcha.
No, you're not.
No.
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 No. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. So a counter spell could work.
But very difficult at the level he's throwing a time stop out.
And then it's
Because
like,
time stops does, I believe, 7th level spell.
I thought we went over this.
Yeah, we looked at it already. It's like a 7th level spell. So counterspell will automatically counter certain spells to a certain level, and once you get above that level threshold, I believe it's a skill roll to attempt to counter a higher level spell. I believe that's how it works. I could be a little rusty on the counterspell verbiage.
We're gonna pull this up.
Yay! I haven't really played my mage in a while, so.
Alright, so counterspell is a 3rd level spell. It's a reaction which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell. The duration is instantaneous. You attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. If the creature is casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, its spell fails and has no effect. If it's casting at 4th level or higher, you have to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a success, the creature's spell fails and has no effect. So, Jerome is absolutely 100% correct. As far as the time stop spell, I thought it was higher than 7th level, but you might be right on that.
I don't think that would be a 9th level.
Time stop is a 9th level spell.
Son of a...
Holy shiza.
Yeah.
Never mind, I don't know shit.
Could have swore it was higher than 7th level. I'm pretty sure it was a 9th level.
I couldn't remember. We were talking about a spell, and it turned out to be 7th, and I can't remember what it is now, so that was my bad. But at least I got part of the information correct off the top of my head.
Yep. Doing well. Doing good.
If it was in 7th level for the wizard, I would have already picked it up.
You don't use that cheap magic ever.
You don't pull a pat.
Oh!
Because if you use time stop, he's going to be like, damn you for using my powers for evil.
See?
You're not allowed to use my powers for evil.
See?
It's against the rules.
I do it all the time.
See?
I'm a rule breaker, I guess.
That's your rule breaker.
When you're the DM, though, I guess you could do that.
I have achieved DM status. I can do things now.
Fair enough. What would you guys like to do now?
I guess continue leaving the town.
Very well.
Since there's no evidence of what just transpired, and there is no evidence that anybody in the vicinity that wasn't there that is now suddenly there has noticed anything has happened, I guess just not draw attention to ourselves and go about our business.
So the people we didn't just pop into existence?
You're not sure if it was you popping into existence or if they popped into existence. It's very strange from your perspective.
Well, I mean, is anybody looking at us all weird like what the hell happened?
The only people who look weird at you would be as either they pop into existence or you pop into existence. One guy actually who didn't see Geth but a moment before, and this walks literally into this wall of human flesh that is Geth. And looking straight up, he sees this individual who's like got little bits of drool coming out of the sides and corners of his mouth, doing his very best, veins pulsating in the forehead, and this horrible grinding sound of teeth on teeth as Geth is trying to calm himself down after that combat. Whoa. And he kind of like bounces off of Geth, holds his hands up. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm sorry. And just keeps on moving into the crowd.
10 points of damage.
Actually, 10 points would actually kill him.
That's why I was...
Yeah, 10 points would probably kill a standard.
I know, that's why I was laughing, because it's just... At where we're at...
Bonk.
Because I think they only have like 5 or 7.
Yeah, it's like 4 in some cases.
Yeah.
And that's the blacksmith. Just kidding. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just, I guess, go about our business as normal.
Very well.
Maybe take that well with us? I'm just kidding.
I'm taking this with me.
I was purposely moving it around to see if you would notice. I was like shifting it a little bit.
That's how I do it too.
You do all realize that you suck, right? you understand this and accept the fact that you all suck, right?
While you were looking at your book, I was going to shift it again, but then you closed it, and I was like...
If everybody will help me, Jerome, if you will pick up the pieces, and if everybody else will start picking up the houses and whatnot. And Jerome, if you really, really want that well, you can take it. I have more than one.
I was just joking, man. It was just something to have fun with.
Take that fucking well.
No.
Take the well.
I don't want it
you
now.
You some bitch. Take
I don't
that
want
well.
It. I can, now that I can have it, I don't want it.
Oh my god.
You're such dicks.
Now that you give it to me, I don't want it.
Ass clowns.
Come on, man. You're killing me, man.
Oh my god.
Stop it, man. You scared me.
There.
Thank you.
Take all the small ones and put it on the top. Do you want me just to put the knight in there?
Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly okay. He's still chuckling.
Look at the leg. Now you give it to me, I don't want it.
And before we leave, we're just gonna put the well in your room and then leave. So you'll be sleeping and then you'll wake up and you'll just see a well.
You'll just see it in the middle of the table.
You are going to take this well one way or another.
No way, man.
Now that you're giving it to me.
What is it, a well of worlds?
No.
No.
It is not.
That's the only reason why I kept messing with it. I was trying to see if it was a well of worlds. Not. I don't want to mess with unknown magic stuff.
Okay. Over the course of the next several days, going into a 10-day, which is a week in Forgotten Realms, you make your way around the Sunset Mountains. On your right-hand side are the foothills, and then on the left-hand side is the Skull Gorge. After a couple of days of hiking through various canyons and crags, over hills, searching, before you see an elaborate, highly decorated, and oppressive facade carved from the black volcanic rock that makes up the mountainside in front of you. You can see a large entrance of black carved rock. You guys make your way up to this massive front entryway carved into the black rock. All of the walls are carved with intricate symbols, not necessarily symbols that would make up words or letters, or even hieroglyphics. They're very wavy, and it's, on one hand, they seem to be very repetitive, but on the other hand, each one seems to be intricate and unique, giving a very sense of a discerning sense of both regularity and irregularity. It kind of throws the balance in yourself off. Not enough to have any kind of like real negative gaming mechanic, but it throws your character kind of in a discombobulation. What would you guys like to do? You're not sure, but you have a very strong feeling that you may have found the Monastery of Vrag'osh.
Well, excuse me.
Toot, toot.
I don't know if it'll help or not. Chances are it's magic if it is, but I'll try and, I guess, search for traps.
Okay.
I got a 1.
There are no traps. If there are, you definitely cannot find them. And you do not have a good feeling about this at all.
Do I see him start to shake?
You are not even so sure if you have the skill necessary to do this type of thing.
I didn't find anything, but something doesn't feel right. Something in my gut is telling me that there's something there and I can't find it. I don't know if I have the ability to even find it. So, the circles around the square in 1, are those like little pillars, or
Yes.
is that... Okay.
They are little pillars. I mean, they're like this, but... And they too are carved with that weird... wavy... It's all black rock too. Swirling around in the carvings. But they seem to have a symbology and yet don't. They are not words or letters. But if there's a meaning to it, you cannot ascertain what it is.
This is gonna be a long shot, but I am skilled in Arcana.
Okay?
So I'm gonna see if any of it makes any sense to me with an Arcana roll.
By all means.
28.
There is some kind of deeper... I don't know if Arcana is really the right word. It is a symbology, a flow of a negative type of energy. One that would normally be associated to the element, if there was such a thing, and any spells or powers pulled from that. You have, in your arcane knowledge, seen symbols associated to, say, like, the elemental plane of fire, water, earth, etc. And those symbols, from an arcana standpoint, can be kind of encapsulated in covered in, rolled into part of, like, the arcane symbology of a spell. This is similar to that, but something darker and more sinister.
I mean, with what we know so far, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, because, I mean, we are here to try to find knowledge about the negative material plane and maybe the surrounding areas of it. So if that type of study is going on, it wouldn't be any surprise if they're actually studying it, because that's the type of magic that they're pulling from to a certain degree. Kind of like you were saying, element of fire, element of that. Well, they're pulling out... If negative material energy was an element, then this would be the symbology used for it.
Very true. All accurate. You also know that the lich that is supposedly associated to the Monastery of Vrag'osh, you've been able to track them down based off of some help from your friends, and one of the things they found out was through their phylactery, and their phylactery is actually a piece of the negative elemental plane, which is why when it was opened, life was being drained from them into the chest that held that phylactery.
Well, the thing that worries me about this situation is with the type of stuff we're dealing with right now, I'm afraid that a wrong step in the wrong room or something like that can cause life force to be sucked out of us. because anybody who's allowed to be here doesn't have to worry about that, or they're already undead, so it doesn't affect them. But living creatures trying to enter an area protected by negative energy magic could be pretty detrimental to your health. And that's just my big brain from my Arcana roll, throwing that out there for cherry on top. So you understand the gravity of the situation.
Excellent.
Big brain.
The big-brained assassin.
Huge.
It's huge.
But what I don't understand is if they trap this entryway, how are you supposed to knock? Unless they don't expect to have visitors. Realistically, liches aren't really known for entertaining house guests. So, maybe they didn't... I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this entryway. And then figuring that out about this... Like, I don't know all the information behind it, but just from what I picked up, it sounds, I don't know. Normally I can kind of come up with an idea of where to proceed, but I think going forward might be bad. Even though that's where we need to go. Maybe, this is kind of off the wall, but I guess before we move forward, maybe search around the area for... I know it sounds kind of weird, but like maybe a doorbell rope or a knocker someplace, or anything out of the ordinary versus just these columns and these strange carvings. Just kind of look around. And,
sure, absolutely.
Because I think proceeding without exhausting all other attempts to get through here, I think just walking up might be bad. So if I exhaust all my options and I do have to walk up there, then I won't feel so bad if something bad happens, because at least I tried everything I could.
Absolutely.
And on a just general perception of the area to just search for stuff, I got a 21. Where were you on the trap roll, you fucker?
Used the wrong die. You do not find a pull rope. You do not find a bell. There is no door knocker. The door itself is a double door made of black rock that seems to swing either way, towards or out. But there's no handle, there's no push bar, there's no doorknob.
Did you by chance memorize the protection from elements negative energy today? Just kidding. That's me metagaming out of game.
What do you want to protect from energy then? Come here, boy. I got ya.
Alright, well.
Protection from energy.
Is that what you cast on him?
Yeah.
You now have protect. What does that give him?
Shenanigans.
You now have shenanigans. I don't know what that means, but you now have it according to the door.
Slips his way through the door.
That means I can pretty much go from there to wherever in the game.
And just make all kinds of shenanigans in the process.
Shenanigans is like...
I swear if one more person says shenanigans, I'm going to pistol whip him.
You just unlocked God mode for me.
Hey, Favre. What's that place you like to go to that serves those potato skins and the beer? You mean shenanigans? Oh!
He hands him his pen. He's like, here you go.
Well, I guess we're going to be doing a gamble.
What? No gamble.
What page are you looking at?
So it's 270. The thing is a type. I can only do one type of damage resistance. So it's acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder. Which... lightning and thunder?
None of it's going to happen.
Well, so lightning, electrical, thunder, sound.
Oh.
So thunder is a particular...
Can't be deft.
So, like, there's a spell like Thunder Wave, which is like a sonic boom.
Like thunderclap.
It's like...
The thunder cliffs.
It's like when Guile gets you on Street Fighter. Sonic boom!
Sonic boom! Hit him with a Hadouken.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much screwed, man.
Alright, well, so... Nick.
What?
I think, and I'm making a DM adjudication here,
Okay.
that there should be more damage types included.
I would think so too.
I mean, if you're including acid, which isn't really energy,
yeah.
then I don't see any reason why you wouldn't include necrotic and radiant.
I'm not trying to buddy fuck myself on this because you're trying to help us out, but if you look at the spell lists, there's actually a protection from necrotic. I can't remember what the spell is, but there's actually a spell that protects from necrotic damage. I just don't remember what spell it is.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know what spell it is off the top of my head either.
Nick knows it.
Do I though?
Dude, does he though?
Yeah.
Because he sounded like he has doubt.
I'm going through all like protection stuff here, and it's just like you got, of course, your protection from evil. You got your protection from evil and good. Protection from poison. That's about all that is. Let's see if there's something else here.
So there is a spell called Absorb Elements.
Yes. So would necrotic be an element?
Well, see, I always associated the negative material plane to necrotic. To me, that's where the power stems from, sort of. Where the positive energy plane is where radiance basically comes from.
Yeah.
So, yes, necrotic is an energy. To me, it's an energy. It's the negative side of the battery.
Negative side of the battery.
Does that statement make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
Thank you.
So, I'm wrong. It's not a spell. It's actually a bard or a paladin aura that gives protection from necrotic damage. My bad. I thought it was a spell. Sorry.
No worries.
You could always gain a ring of protection from necrotic, though.
Yep. There are magic items that can protect you against those kind of things, yes.
Protected from negative energy, 5th edition spell. Let me see, what the heck is this? Oh, I think this might be a homebrew, though.
So I think the adjudication stands, unless anybody has a objection.
What were the items that we got from Zentarum again? I know one of them was a ring. What was the other one?
You guys got slippers of spider climbing. I got boots.
That's what it was.
I got boots.
They're boots.
I don't wear fucking slippers.
I don't wear no slippers.
I'm a goddamn assassin.
Oh yeah, can I wear fucking my slippers of spider climbing?
I do have a fucking smoking jacket.
Slippers and a smoking jacket.
Actually, no, sorry, that's my other character.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any.
I mean, that's what I found on the D&D wiki, Pat. But it doesn't say what class or anything. It's very vague. That's why I said I don't know if that's a homebrew.
Well, I'm looking in the player's handbook as we speak, and this spell that you're looking at is not in here. It does say that you are under the homebrew page.
Gotcha.
If you look here, it says homebrew page.
My bad.
So yes.
So somebody else felt the same way you did about the adjudication of a protection from...
Well, they actually made a whole spell for it, so it's not... They're like, hey, there needs to, if you got this spell, let's make another spell. But my adjudication is that this particular spell includes both radiant and necrotic. It just makes sense to me, but I'm strange, so...
I don't think you're strange. It does. It makes sense, because why wouldn't you?
I think he's very strange.
Well, he may be strange, but it's a valid point, what he's saying. And it's not just...
in a good way.
And it's not that just because I'm going to benefit from it, but it does make sense. The fact that the whole thing about D&D is it's always got checks and balances.
Yes.
So if if you're a paladin, you attack an undead or a demon with radiant damage, you're going to do bonus damage. Now, if you're an evil character and you attack an angel or a celestial with necrotic damage, you're going to take bonus damage. Same thing with fire, ice, all that. So there's checks and balances, so why wouldn't there be those same protections? If you're, like you're going to say, mundane damage like acid. Well, it's not mundane, let's face it, green dragon, other stuff,
It just doesn't make any sense that they're calling acid an energy that you can get protection from, but they won't include these two other very specific energy types.
Correct.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. But what do I know? I say...
What does he know? He's just a DM.
I'm just the DM, but under this circumstance, I'm going to say that both of those types of energies are included in this specific spell.
Pacific spell? Like the ocean?
I leave it up to you to decide what to do from there.
Okay. Well, the DM is going to allow it.
So what does it give me?
So it gives you resistant to a specific energy. So it's not all of them. I have to make it so if I want to say you're resistant to necrotic, that's what it is.
So basically, if I take damage walking up to the door, I'm going to take half damage because I'm resistant.
Yeah, if that trap does have necrotic.
No, there's no trap there. I already searched for traps. There's no traps there.
Well, it's obvious.
It looks like it fell, lad.
And just to be clear, if there's a save, and you make the save, and it says for the save you take half damage, but because you have resistance, you'll actually take 0 damage.
Boom.
Boom. So it'll always be half of whatever.
Unless it's a dexterity save.
And it's an automatic for you, I guess.
Yeah,
well, we're talking about a save in regards to this type of energy.
Gotcha. I get what you're saying.
And that's not going to be a dex save. Whatever.
Constitution, usually.
Could be. We'll see. We'll find out.
Oh, you know what works really good on me? Wisdom.
Does it?
Wisdom saves are my best. So don't ever throw a wisdom save at me because I'll win on it every time.
I think he's bullshitting, so I'm gonna throw some wisdom saves in there.
Huh?
No, somebody was knocking on the door. I believe.
Okay. So what do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Do you cast the spell?
Yeah, I'll cast a spell.
Okay.
I will walk over and I will pat him on the forehead.
You're not tall enough.
I jump.
I'm 8 feet tall.
He high
8 foot tall, fucking hell.
He high fives your forehead.
I did it! Protection!
I dodge. And put my hand there instead.
So you get a high five.
Lucky you came up with that one. I would have said I punched you in the nuts.
Oh, jeez.
Slap.
I dodge the nuts.
Oh god.
Don't. I dodge it.
I need you to make a
Fucking pineapple.
Make a con save.
I dodge.
Or I'm sorry, wisdom save.
What does wisdom have to do with getting flicked in the nuts?
What's the damn safe word for this crew again? I forget.
Do we have a safe word?
No.
All right.
We're just supposed to watch what we say, that's all.
Right. You very kindly cast a...
I'll give him a nice handshake.
There you go. He gives you a nice handshake, casting.
It's not your typical, when we got, grabbing the hand, you grab the forearms there. Because I imagine that's what you would do in this time.
I could live with that.
Dylan, you son of a bitch!
See, that's got you pushing too many pencils.
Yes.
All right, so
I'm pretty sure every recording so far has probably had that in there.
the pushing pencils.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good question.
Because anytime we bring up Arnold's voice and everything like that, it's generally what usually pops up.
It is fun to say pencil.
Pencil.
So he's cast this spell upon you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel any different.
Yeah. Well, just in case, you guys might want to take a couple steps back.
There is a little bit of a light glow over your entire body.
Oh.
Very, very minuscule. It is the but it's like.
I guess I'll walk up to the door slowly.
Okay. You push upon the doors, opening them. And before you, you see a grand hall, a large entrance hall, a black carved rock with swirls of dark gray and red that gives this area an ominous feel. The entire floor is covered in wet blood. About this deep.
Holy
give or
crap.
take.
It lasts an hour. Just make sure you keep track of that.
Well, if you guys come up, you might want to roll your breeches up. The blood's pretty deep in here.
Really doesn't sound too good for me.
Would you like me to get you a box?
You can climb on my shoulder.
You really think you can carry me?
I'm pretty strong. I'm not good at taking
you
hits,
got-
but
this-
I've got some muscles.
So without like his armor, his equipment, he's probably going about 225. With it all, I mean, he's pushing about like 250. Maybe a little bit, maybe, probably more.
Are you in plate?
Huh? Unfortunately, I never
Not yet.
gotten plate. I've always been in chainmail since we left Scholt.
That would make sense.
Because we didn't want to wear heavy. Well, you guys did.
You got all kinds of disadvantages if you were wearing like heavy armor in Jolt.
Which is funny because if I remember correctly, the Flaming Fist guys were walking around in that shit like it was going out of style.
Yeah,
And then they wondered why they were getting their asses kicked by everybody.
there was that group, and then there was also the group of Frost Giants,
Oh, I forgot about the Frost Giants.
and they literally had to take all their armor off, and they were walking around in their skivvies and still just dying.
Did Frost Giants really wear the heavy armor though?
No, I mean they
most
were
of the time
like
they wear like leather and.
hide, have like really thick hide, woolly mammoths and yetis.
Or was it because like the humidity, heat kind of ordeal?
Well, so that was their normal armor, and then they got down there and they're just like, this is the worst kind of level of suck. It was like hell for them. They were just, even in their skivvies, they were just pouring buckets of sweat.
Because they were looking for that ring that Dragonbait had.
Artemis, who was with Dragonbait.
That's right.
Yep.
My bad.
The ring.
Because we talked to
the Ring of
Dragonbait,
Winter.
but we did not talk to Artemis. I don't think we talked to Artemis. I remember talking to Dragonbait, though.
Yeah, Artemis ran by you, like screaming through the jungle as he was being chased by a undead Tyrannosaurus Rex that had zombies popping out of its carcass.
Oh, I remember that. And we were like, cool, we're going the other direction. Because we just got there and we were like, no, thank you. He might not have been there for that
I wasn't
at
there
that
for
time.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't
I was
there
only
yet.
there for one T-Rex, and that one was still a son of a bitch.
The Lord of Feathers or King of Feathers.
King of Feathers, yeah. Good times. So, there are 3 statues in this room, 2 on your side and 1 across. They all have this almost indecipherable hooded figure. It almost kind of makes one wonder why go through all the trouble of creating a statue for someone that you can't discern any qualities about. There's a staircase past those 2 statues closest to you, and those staircases descend into this massive pool of blood that fills this huge area. And you can kind of guess based off of the size of the room and everything that the blood's probably like about this deep, give or take. But it could be deeper. You can see that there's a staircase on the other side of the room and a couple of like exits also on the other side of the room.
You still want to go in?
You know I don't want to be here, but I don't think we have much of a choice.
Well, let me go ahead and ask you then. What are we going to do about this lich?
Hopefully not run into him. Hopefully we can get what we need and get out of here.
So we're looking for how to destroy said phylactery?
Mainly we're looking for any information that'll help us in our future fight with Asarak and how to survive on the demi-plane that he's on.
And how to locate it.
Yes. If liches were more stand-up and we can actually talk to them, all of them, like we did with Nyrus D. Hotep, I would be totally fine with trying to find this lich and just tell him what we're doing and hope that he doesn't try to kill us, but I don't think that's going to be an option in every case.
Well, because we don't know if he's part of the Cabal.
Twilight Cabal, yes.
Cabal. Kibble.
You are correct, the Twilight Cabal.
Part of the kibble.
Twilight Kibbles. That's sticking.
I'll remember that. Last week you gave me an opportunity, and it was like rat stink or rat shit or some other name you came. I was like, oh yeah,
Rashid.
Yeah, I was like, Rashid. I was like, rat shit. And I didn't take it. I didn't bite. I let it roll. Let it roll.
Because of the way he pronounced it, he was like, my name is Rashid.
Exactly.
How many times have I done this now? And he's like, I'll remember that, but then all of a sudden he forgets.
You're lucky we're getting old.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm getting so old. Brain is like a sieve.
I mean, you could remember all these things, if you jot down your little notes and everything like that.
I do, but then you tear my notes away, you steal them, and then you destroy them.
Well, just because I had my birthday on it.
Exactly.
But you already destroyed that, so...
That's right. I still got you, you son bitch.
I wouldn't call that destroyed. I'd call that a good trade.
That's a good trade.
Good trade.
If you look at that piece of paper, you got some notes right over there.
So what do you guys want to do?
Drugs.
Your kid's out of control, man.
Yeah, he is.
Right then. Don't go into any rooms that have fancy doors.
Because that's where he'll be, you think?
Maybe.
Well, just keep your eyes open for assassins. That was one of the other rumors, that it was filled with assassins.
I was kind of hoping that'd be your job.
Well, I'm not the only one with eyes. But I'll keep my...
You have special eyes. You're an assassin yourself. You should be able to be like, oh, there's one.
I don't talk like that.
Hello. Oh.
That's what I said.
Hello.
Well, I don't know about walking on the walls. I mean, the three of us could do that, but I don't think Mr. Bubbinsworth can.
It's
Oh,
okay.
it's okay.
If it's
I got
not
it.
a magical terrain, then it's not difficult for me to get through.
Well, it's not that. It's just... I don't know if the blood has any properties that could cause damage to us for moving through it, or if it's some type of spell.
You said that these were just little pillars?
Yeah, they're big pillars, but yes.
Oh. I got this.
I could technically jump from staircase to staircase.
Whoa.
So if you guys need your slippers, I can just jump across.
I don't have slippers. I have boots.
Come here.
Okay. What?
Come here.
Okay.
Pat.
What the hell?
Are you petting me?
You know how spiders climb.
Oh.
Speeder climb.
Start touching the wall and start being like, oh. Fascinating.
Fascinating.
So what we need to decide is, are we going to go right to that doorway, or are we going to go left to that hallway?
I would say my curiosity wants to check the doorway.
Whichever
But-
one has a library.
But he has a point. We need information.
I actually just had a thought. What if all the information we're looking for is in his desk? Because all these liches have a desk.
A
desk.
With some special paper golem protecting all
it's
the
paper scattered about
information.
it, and all of a sudden you look at the paper and it's like, oh, that's what we need. But then standing before you is Lich.
Lich. Okay, well, I guess we'll... So, from the looks of the room, the only thing that's not blood covered in the floor that doesn't have the blood is where the stairways are, which means that the doorway actually has blood going up to the doorway, I'm assuming?
That is correct.
Okay.
Well, let me be more specific. I didn't draw it very well, but it's kind of ramped up towards the door and ramped up to the hallway. So there's not blood flowing.
So you got like
Out of
stairs,
this-
and then you got 2 ramps going like in
Exactly.
different direction.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
Then okay, that's fine. Then I guess we're gonna move to the right, and I will check that doorway for traps.
Okay. As you are moving across the ceiling
The wall.
or the wall?
I'll just do the wall.
Okay. In the blood pool below you, and this is just as you first start moving up towards it, you see that the blood is not still. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like a roiling boil or a fast-moving river by any means, but what should be like this dead stillness, you see a little ripple, a little bubble, a little bit of shifting. And as you move across the ceiling, lurching up out of this pool of blood is just a large physical form of blood. It looks like this.
Blood construct.
A blood abomination.
Great. Huh. I enjoy things.
This falls into the large category.
Is that the same size as Geth or a bit bigger?
It would be a bit bigger. Technically, Geth falls into the medium category.
Well, what's medium category? Like 6 feet and under?
A little bit more than that. I think it's like up to 8 feet.
Oh. So 8 feet is medium.
Yes.
Whoa.
Like from 4 to 8.
Holy kite.
It does not surprise you. I had earlier rolled like a stealth roll and it failed. Your basic just passive perception, which is why I gave the description of the movement. So you were keeping an eye on those rolling and boiling below you as you were moving across. As this thing lurches out, it does not get a surprise attack on you. That being said, this wicked blood-like creature, this large blood-like creature, definitely has only one intent, and it's not to be your friend. So if you would like, and this includes everybody, you can roll for initiative.
Huzzah!
You don't want to know.
Oh, well, I'm going to hear it here pretty soon anyway, so.
Maybe I should just write it down and show Pat.
He'll put you on
Okay,
the
Thrander, what do you got?
29.
What the? Wait, on initiative?
What?
He rolled a 19.
And you have a 10 to your initiative? Son of a...
I have +5 because of my dexterity, but I also have the alertness feat, which adds another +5 to my initiative.
That'll do it. Geth, what do you get?
I'm an assassin. I gotta go first.
No, you can't.
15.
This is not assassin, alright? That's min-maxing.
No, I'm an assassin.
That's crazy.
It's the only way I could beat you at initiative.
You ain't gotta beat me, you gotta beat your kid.
20.
He's all.
Brubane?
18. Yeah,
I
gotta beat
succeeded.
me.
I succeeded.
Give me a moment here.
Sure. Good God. 29.
Alertness is good.
Huh?
It helps me get my burst attacks off.
Good God.
Alright, so this is going to be Thorander, followed by Bubbinsworth, followed by Brewbane, followed by Geth, followed by me.
What? Before you? Mm-hmm. Why?
No why.
I got it. It's saved.
It hung in there.
It hung in there.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Alright, can you see that? Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Got it off, just a little off kilter there. Huh?
29!
I know, it's ridiculous. And you're right, he's a mid-maxing elitist bastard.
If he got a natural 20, he would have had a 30 to initiative.
Would have been cool.
The math is there. I get it. Thorander, what are you going to do?
It just makes sense for the build I got.
Yeah, I'm not arguing.
Obviously, he's going to win.
You obviously spent a feat on that, so
Yes, instead of an ability score increase.
I get it.
I'm happy with my abilities where they're at, so...
Yep. That's what the feats are for, buddy.
Well, I don't know how well this is going to work, being as it's like a liquid. Well, I guess it would be the same thing if you were fighting like a water elemental, so I'll still use melee weapons, but I guess we'll go to work. Since the potion, I used that last round, or last combat, the potion dagger.
Yes.
It is no longer able to be used, so I'll be using the rapier and...
That may not necessarily be true.
Remember, we took 7 days to get here.
Basically 10 days to get here.
Oh,
10 days, yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, so
Why do I think that this is the same day?
Because...
I think the fast forward of time kind of threw me off. My bad. Okay.
No problem. No, I'm just trying to help you out there, buddy.
I appreciate it, but at the same time, I think not that we're going to have much of a chance if it does come down to it, but if we have to fight something more powerful, undead, I think I'd rather save that.
I totally understand.
So I will use my rapier and my dagger of venom.
Okay.
But I will not be using the venom part of the dagger. Or the necrotic part of the rapier.
Understood.
So first attack with the rapier is going to hit armor class 22.
That will hit. The target number is 14.
Man.
And since I'm attacking first, with my assassination ability, it's every successful attack is a critical.
Okay.
Which is why I did the alertness feat as well. My sneak attack has also gone up to 4d6 instead of 3d6.
I thought he said 40.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say 46 points of damage just automatically out of the box.
Oh, that's nice. 31 points of damage from the first attack.
Ouch.
Oh, buddy.
Now the dagger.
That was a magical weapon, by the way, correct?
Yes, it's the Sword of Wounding and the Dagger of Venom. They're both magical.
Gotcha.
They don't have any pluses to hit, but they're considered magical.
Yes, I get you.
Hit armor class 29 with the dagger.
Why are you laughing at all of that?
Because it's funny.
He's over there.
This is how I feel when you guys attack my monsters.
I'm probably more used to it than you are.
I imagine.
That's okay. It's all good.
I wish you guys would roll like a little more ones.
I'll bet you do.
Just a little bit.
18 points of damage from the dagger.
The day a dagger does more than
Okay.
2d6.
And I'm not going to burst, because I only get to do that once a day.
Okay.
Save.
Oh, you're going to save it? Gotcha.
So I'm only doing 3 attacks. I'm not doing my normal 5 on my burst round.
5.
Yeah, it's fine, dude.
Look at it.
You've seen me do my burst attack where I've done 5 attacks.
Yeah, good times. It's good times.
Hit armor class 27 with the rapier for the final attack.
On any of my campaigns, I'm banning any character that does that.
Does what?
What you're doing.
What are you talking about, man?
Holy shit.
This is
balls.
all book legit. You can character on it, my
Banned.
dude. What?
Stamped. Signed. Dated.
I'm doing about the same amount of damage as the warlock does with his blade and his hexes and everything. Have you seen the amount? Dude, my battle rager goes in there and he's like, yeah, and then Pat's like, you know what? I've done enough damage with that. Let's have some fun with the sword. And then it's like, holy crap. He's got some nice DPS, dude. I'm more of like a tank hybrid DPS. He's full DPS.
He takes down Chardillian dragons with one javelin throw.
That was a critical toss, man. That was a fluke. 10, 18, 21, 24 plus 6 is 30 points of damage.
Jeez.
And that will complete my turn.
So, as this creature comes up out of the pool of blood, and it's a large creature, it's swirling, moving, almost like molten to blood, becoming a pillar with wicked claws and little bits of blood tendrils coming off of it. Thorander goes into a flurry of attacks, and as he's swinging and hacking into this creature, blood is just splashing across the wall, across the ceiling. As the other three of you are standing off to the side, little trails of blood come splashing across your faces, but the creature does not go down.
You know why? Because you see the blood in the pool go like this. And then it's like...
And on that note, it is now going to be Mr. Bubbinsworth.
I guess also get onto the ceiling.
Take your character off of the stand and turn him upside down.
Wow.
There you go.
Do a backflip.
Perfect.
There we go.
And then take Jerome's character off his stand and turn him on the side.
What the...
That's right, because he's on the wall.
Correct. And that's how we're going to be able to keep track.
Do a barrel roll.
See how that worked?
And then I'm going to... Because at this point, I really haven't... I mean, it did take us days, you said, right?
Yeah.
To get here.
You're at full health. You have all your spell slots back.
Then again, another moment where you see the tails pop up and kind of like a little...
Well, he's not hiding it anymore.
Nah, now I'm like full on, like, we're dealing with something. I'm gonna still save a lot of things, but at this point, I'm going to do Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Joints are getting bad.
19 to hit.
A 19 does hit. The target number is 14.
21 points of cold damage, ice damage.
Make it merciless.
Whoa!
So at that point, since it's made out of liquidy blood, pretty much, it actually just freezes itself completely solid, and it just like stays in that form. And then I walk up, and I guess I'm upside down, so I kind of like below it, ting its little head, and just watch it shatter into the pool of blood.
Nice.
And then it reforms.
Almighty flick.
Is that the end of your turn there?
Sure.
Okay. Brewbane, it's your turn. You can't help notice that what before was just a little bit of movement in the pool is now starting to pick up all across it.
This isn't a good room.
What would you like to do there, Brewbane?
You said that blood splashed on our faces.
Yes.
Mind the beard! Oh, but
That's where you take your beard and you tuck it in the front of your shirt.
it's kind of hard to do when you just like splash. Oh.
Aww.
Aww.
Ah.
And then I look at you and I go, I said, ha ha.
There.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's not face down. walking along.
He's walking along.
along the wall, not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ceiling.
I got it.
And you said I just see the bubbling and ripples
Yes.
going out. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
So it is. So it's a 20-foot cube.
Okay. Casting Fairy Fire in a 20-foot cube.
Yeah. I guess I'll put it in the center right here.
Okay. It's basically going to go from.
So it's
It's
from
like,
here, so it's 20 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15.
that's like everything in the room,
And
right?
pretty much, yeah, the entire room.
Okay.
The thing is, I should have left that page. So, this key for Bulldog.
Say that it's not everything in the room. It's 20 feet. What now? 20 feet square.
20-foot square.
Well, you're gonna have a 4x4 square.
So,
Right.
and
So
each object in a
you wouldn't-
20-foot cube
you-
within range is outlined in.
Nick,
Wait.
you would not put that piece in the center. You would put that piece in one of the corners and say that from that corner and in what direction would be your 20-foot square.
Okay.
So
Maybe like
pick
this.
a corner.
Pick a corner.
Yeah, like if you move it over from where it was, like one over and one up, like towards Jerome. Now what? Like,
So I had it here, so you're saying this?
uh,
Like maybe a corner from a pillar?
yeah, well, they would be the corner of 4 squares. Pick your 4 squares,
Be like this.
4 by 4, and then put it in the corner. Or put it, rather than put it in a square, put it in the across the lines. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So use the corner of the square.
All right, so it's going to be that way and this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it. Casey, can you do me a favor? Because it's going to be fairy fire, let's go ahead and use the orange. Can you draw that box for me? It's just going to make it easier.
Boy.
Whoops.
Reach, can you reach?
I put it in a really bad spot.
Pat,
Yes.
I'm thinking eventually I'd like to dual wield like elven light blades, but make them like the same damage code as a rapier,
Yeah.
because it would be a light weapon.
Yeah.
But I could use 2.
For this character?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know why I would.
Well, I mean, I guess I could have waited till after the session to show you that, but I've been kind of trying to come up with cooler ideas for this guy.
Can you save that picture and send it to me in a text?
Sure.
That would be helpful.
Oh, and you need to make a dex saving throw.
I need to make a dex saving throw. For the fairy fire?
Yeah. Need to beat a 16. So, any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light. If it fails a dexterity saving throw. So if you make it, you're not highlighted. So
Yep.
if you fail, you're highlighted.
Okay. Understood. Give me one moment.
Alright. It's better than 1 second. Really?
Yeah, buddy.
Good God. Why not?
So, Brewbane cast this spell over the pool. 5 figures, though they are still a part of the pool itself, and they haven't necessarily breached the surface, you can now see highlighted by magical light these 5 figures moving through the pool below you. How's that work?
And any attack upon these creatures. Did you make a dex save?
They failed their dex save.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay. So if anybody attacks these creatures with any attack, it's at advantage. Hip hip hurrah.
Hip hip hurrah. Is that the end of your turn there?
Let the fly.
Geth? It's your turn, buddy.
You know, I'll just throw some bone javelins from where I'm at.
Understood.
I'll just focus the one in front of me on the left side.
Don't forget you have advantage.
Alright.
So this would be the one right in front of Bubbinsworth, who's hanging upside down from the ceiling. Roger that.
On the first javelin. 26 to hit.
That will hit. The target number's 14.
13 points of damage. How many javelins do I got? On the second bone javelin. $31 to hit, so 18 points of damage. And then for the third and finally. Yeah. Another 31 to hit. Wait, yeah. For 20 points of damage.
Okay, I got it. That ends your 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I believe it is now their turn. Casey, can you move one around and put him right next to Jerome? There you go. And then from there, that's position 1, position 2, position 3. Move position 3 up to the base where Geth is. The one on the far right, move him over to where... There you go. Yep. Yeah, he's fine. And then if you want to move number 5 just up anywhere. Cool. Okay, so the first one is going to... He lunges up out of the water.
Blood.
And you can see him coming because he's highlighted, right? And he's coming at you like changing the shape of his body to almost become like this huge wedge of the front of like a glaive, launching at you like some giant blood spike out of the pool. Mm-hmm. Hits armor class 20.
That hits.
Wham.
I'm going to need you to make a con save. And then I'm going to need you to make... Well, we'll figure out the next part here in just a second.
I got a 26 on con.
Very nice.
Pretty good for an elf, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, so you're going to take 9 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
As this thing pierces you, you feel like it's trying to, at first, that first penetration, as it penetrates you, you feel like it's trying to draw the life out of you, like blood pulling blood. But it just keeps, and it doesn't, it's not successful. You make the save, but it just keeps coming. What at first is just the point that hits you, but this pool of blood just comes. It's like having a fire hose pointed at you, and you're stuck to the wall, so it just slams into you, and everybody sees Thrander disappear under this never-ending geyser of blood, completely encapsulating you in a pillar of blood. As the blood splashes around him and falls to the floor into the pool, it just re-feeds down to the base, which then it's like this continuous siphon, right? You are now under what would be considered grappled, restrained.
So am I no longer on the wall, or am
No, you are pinned to the wall.
Gotcha.
You're like that.
From the pressure of the blood.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Next is going to be Mr. Bubbinsworth. Hits armor class 11, which I believe is a miss. It comes shooting up like a geyser towards the ceiling, and you are able to, with your spider-like senses and movement, roll out of the way, kind of, or do like a little tap dance out of the way, upside down. Splashing in the ceiling next to you, you take no damage, and you're not under the same effects as this poor individual. Geth, as you're standing at the edge, after you've... I'm assuming those were all 3 of your bone javelins? Yeah. It does kind of the same thing. It tries to... I take that back. It kind of rears up this huge, massive pillar of living, for lack of a better word, or undead, I don't know what it is, pillar of blood, and it tries to use its body to just slam you as you are standing there on that ledge. Hitting armor class 11. You're able to deftly step out of the way. Last but not least.
That's a King Arthur step when the Black Knight swings at him and he goes,
Whoop. Yep, exactly. Whoop. Brubane.
Disadvantage.
let me borrow that shield.
Armor class 21.
That was on disadvantage.
I rolled 2 16s.
Nice. That's a hit.
I'm going to need you to make a con save, please.
Okay.
You can do it, Lord.
Oh, I know I can.
You're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
What's your con save?
That's going to be 20.
You make the con save.
Okay.
However, much like Thrander's situation, the blood does not stop. It's just a huge oncoming... It's not a waterfall because it's not falling. It's a waterfall up.
Okay.
Towards you, crushing you against the very ceiling that you were spider climbing against. Or whatever, your slippers of whatever.
Oh, I got boots.
Hey,
You want a memento really quick?
I wear boots.
I wear boots.
I know, that's what I said. I wear boots.
I don't sound like that.
So being grappled or anything like that, would that eliminate the fairy fire? Fairy fire because it's concentration?
No. So, but because it's concentrated, you need to make a concentration roll. Give me 1 second here.
Wait.
Because I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I said that.
I know.
I made the roll.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, I do.
That's what I said.
There's a settlement that needs your help.
Oh, God.
Okay, so what I need you to do, whenever you take damage while you are concentrating on a spell, you must make a Constitution save to determine whether you are able to maintain your concentration. The DC is 10, equal to half the damage you take. Wait, the DC is equal to 10 or half the damage you take. So you took 9 points of damage. Half of that would be 4. So your DC is since the DC 10 is higher, your target number is 10.
Okay.
On a Constitution save.
16 that time.
All right, so you are able to maintain the spell
Got it.
with your concentration.
Whoa.
Okay. That will end my turn. Back to the top, it's going to be Thrander's turn.
This is kind of a strange situation. I mean, can you break free from liquid like?
You have the ability to make a strength check.
Ooh, not good for me. Here I was talking about, oh yeah, I'm fine with all my ability scores. Is it a strength check or is it a strength save?
It is a strength check.
Gotcha. Ooh, 21.
So you are able to, as you're being pressed up against this wall by this deluge of blood pressing you up, you get your feet underneath of you, and it's like you're deadlifting against it. You just pop out of it and able to sidestep to a side. The blood, you're no longer being grappled by it.
Okay.
However, that would be your turn. On that note, it's now Mr. Bumminsworth.
I guess I'm gonna do the Ray of Frost at it.
Okay.
I guess the one.
The one you've already hit and given damage to?
Yeah, or the one in front of me, yeah.
Yep.
19 to hit. Uh, 17 points of coldy frosty damage.
Coldy frosty damage, alright. Okay, I got it. Anything else there, Mr. Bubbinsworth?
No.
Okay. Ruben, you will need to make a strength check. A 17 is successful. Ooh. Much like what Thrander did, you're able to just power lift your way out of this deluge of blood. You end your turn. It is now Geth's turn.
Bless you.
I guess I'll use the Maul and try and squish it. Squish it.
Okay.
Because I don't got no magic to hit it with frost. Do I still have advantage or?
Yes, because it is still under the effects of the
Fairy fire.
fairy fire, yes.
Alright, I'm gonna swing on the one that's right next to Brewbane. So for the first attack.
This one.
Yeah.
The one that's pretty much in front of Geth.
Yeah, you're going to swing on the one in front of Geth.
Yes.
Yeah.
19 to hit. Doing 13 points of damage. On the second swing. Doing...
Is this a magical weapon you're using?
Yes, it's a +1 maul.
Gotcha.
$31 to hit for the second attack. Doing another 13 points of damage.
Okay.
For the third and final attack. 29 to hit. Doing 14 points of damage.
Very well. I've got it. It is now going to be their turn. And we're going to start with Thrander. Nat 20.
Good God.
No, thank you.
That's going to be... You're going to take 21 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm going to need you to make a con save.
Okay. I'll make the con save, but I'm going to use evasion to have that damage to 10.
Okay.
It's a rogue ability, a melee combat.
Yes.
If you see an attack coming towards you, you have the ability to use evasion and have that damage that you take from the attack. You could only do it once a turn.
Yep, understood.
So if he had multiple attacks, I couldn't do it a second time, basically.
Very well.
But I figured, might as well have that, because that's kind of scary. 21 points.
Yes, it is.
And on my con save, since I picked fighter, con is one of my specialities, so 26.
You make the save.
But
I'm going to have to adjudicate. As this is an evasion, it doesn't make any sense that I would be able to successfully grapple you.
okay.
So I'm not.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
It's not logical. So, it is now going to be Mr. Bubbinsworth's turn.
I gotta lie, you scared me for a second there when you're like, I'm gonna have to step in here and do something. I was like, oh fuck, man, what's happening?
No.
Armor class 16.
No.
Hits you. It's going to give you 13 points of damage, and I need you to make a con save, please.
Bless you.
21.
21 on your save?
Yes.
Okay. You're able to successfully make the save. However, you are now pasted against the ceiling like a chalk outline at a murder scene.
A murder-suicide.
Exactly.
We've seen those.
I know.
Quite a few. It is now going to be the one against Geth. Armor class 18. That would be a no. Last but not least, Brubane.
Disadvantage.
$19.
Fuck!
I rolled 2 13s.
Son of a...
I know, crazy. So you're gonna take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a con save.
21.
Okay.
But you are plastered against the wall.
You are now plastered against the wall.
God, again. This is how he's going to try and get us. He's keep on plastering us where we are.
Thrander.
So that the heavy hitters can't attack.
I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
not a heavy hitter anymore. I'm doing... Watch. Okay, watch. So you're like, I'm gonna ban your character. Watch. Hit armor class...
You have advantage.
Oh. Hit armor class 23.
Okay, that would be a hit.
For 13 points of damage.
It's the same as him.
Yeah. It's not 30-something points of damage every round. I only get to do... It's... My character's damage output is
But you do it,
circumstantial.
what, twice or 3 times?
What?
Your attacks.
I do 3 attacks a round.
So do I. When I'm raging.
But I only do 3 because I'm a fighter. I get 2 attacks, but then I get an offhand attack. So I don't know. Technically, should I get 4 attacks since it's 2 attacks as a fighter? So
I
2
still call it a heavy
offhand.
hitter there, bud.
Nope.
Because it's 3 attacks. Yeah,
Nat 20. Son. It's like, I'm not gonna do that. I can't serve it. It's not a lot of damage. I don't do a lot of damage the first round.
Oh wait, that's my dagger, so it's only 2d4. See?
It's only 2d4.
It's only 2d4. It won't hurt too bad. These things got more hit points. I'll be
You'll
plastered
still be
against the
putting
wall.
that into the teens.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
12.
See?
That's not 12 teen damage.
Alright, I got 12 teen damage written down.
Extra point.
Final attack with the rapier.
It's like a baker's dozen.
Advantage.
Hit armor class 29. For 13 points of damage.
So you did, like, what, 37?
With 3 attacks. I was doing that with 1 attack. When it's circumstantial. Dude, my guy's a circumstantial killer.
On that happy note, it is now going to be Mr. Bubbinsworth.
You better hope you don't.
I'm going to need you to make a strength check.
You better hope you don't make me make it merciless, man, because it's gonna be ugly.
I'm gonna slash into it.
Me? No,
24.
him.
You are able to successfully push, physically rip a hole out
I'm gonna pull out a straw.
to pulling yourself out of this geyser of blood and move to a section of the floor where you can stand firm. It is now going to be Mr. Brewbane's turn.
Okay. Make that strength save. Making my strength save.
Okay.
Or check. 19.
19 to hit.
No, 19 to make that strength save.
Oh, you are successful.
Okay.
However,
However,
I have to attack this round.
that's your turn.
that's
Yeah,
legit,
see, there it
dude.
is.
That's legit, man. The reason why I think it's so legit, dude, is because whenever we make our saves or our break free, we know our turn's over. But it's awesome because he's like, however, that will end your turn.
And when he says, "I'm sorry, I have to adjudicate."
Yeah, it's been in our favor this time, so I'm not complaining.
Nah.
Next time.
What?
No.
Geth, what would you like to do, buddy?
Swing 3 times, because that's all I can do.
Oh, I know.
Are you raging though?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
I didn't hear him say he raged. That's the first
I didn't
time.
do the hiss, but I said I was raging.
Okay.
The-
Well, now I know that you're raging.
And that's how I can do 3 attacks. If I'm not raging, I only do 2.
Wow. You know this is all recorded, right? We could go back through the recording, and we'll be able to verify whether you said you were raging or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. We'll do it right now, bud.
Look at the confidence on him. Confidence. It's like, hell yeah, son, I got this covered.
Anyways, on the first attack.
In the comments.
23 to hit.
23 will hit.
16 damage.
If I didn't hear, I'm gonna put it in the comments.
I'm sorry, what now? How much?
26. I mean,
That's what I
16 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
For a second,
Got it.
huh?
Nat 20. All I can do is swing 3 times.
16, 18, 28 points of damage on the second attack. And on the third attack,
Legend.
20 to hit.
Is that an unnatural 20?
Yes. During 14 points of damage.
Make it merciless.
I just come up and I hit it, and it like splashes with the first one, and the second time I hit it, and it doesn't look like it's coming together, and the last time I just finish it off.
Very nice.
Wow, we got 1.
Yay! It is now going to be
Your turn.
their turn.
No.
The one on Thrander hits armor class 21.
That's a hit. Son of a...
That's going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage. I need you to make a con save.
22.
You make the con save. However, it plasters you against the wall. Sticking you there.
Oh my god.
Like one of those old, like those octopuses that you could buy in the little vending machine that you throw against the wall. And
Oh,
it
the
just kinda-
sticky hands.
Yeah, sticky hands. That's you. You're like a sticky hand. The one on Mr. Bubbensworth. Did you escape that last round? Yeah, okay.
Not for long.
Not anymore.
Armor class 22. You're gonna take 9 points of damage, and I'm gonna need a con save.
However,
18.
You make successfully the con save. However, you are plastered against the ceiling by this geyser of blood.
somebody take his fucking bonus monster books away from him. He's having way too much fun. And then you gave him to Nick. Thank you.
I did, didn't I?
You guys are lucky that those ain't gonna fly in Middle Earth.
Well, we did, technically.
Yeah.
It then tries to attack you at disadvantage because of your displacement shield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got an 8.
Miss.
I missed ya. It missed. Casey, can you do me a favor? There's one in the back. It needs to move up to Geth's position and attack. Nat 20. You're going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. I need you to make a con save.
Since he is raging, only 8.
Oh, fair enough, yeah. Still need to make a con save, though.
Yeah. 18.
You are successful. However, you have been slammed to the ground of that ledge. You're now pinned. It is now Thorander's turn.
I guess I will attempt to break free with a strength check. Probably not. I got an 11.
Unfortunately, that is not going to be successful. Okay. It is now Bubbinsworth's turn.
19
A 19 to hit.
for strength.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are successful. You're able to fight your way out of this pillar of blood.
Even though I'm just gonna get hit with another fire hose of blood.
It's coming. Your turn's done. It is now Brubane's turn.
24 to hit.
Rabble.
18 points of damage on the first swing.
Yes.
And then I guess I'll use my War Priest. 17 to hit on that one.
That will hit.
17 points of damage on that one. Did you want me to separate the Radiant?
No.
Okay.
You can give me all that damage.
Alright.
If it was something else, it would depend, but Radiant is not going to be separated out.
Okay. That's ending my turn, boss.
Okay. Geth. I'm gonna
Strength
need you-
check?
Yep, I'm going to need you to make a strength check there, buddy.
Good thing I have strength checks when I'm en route. 14.
And that was with advantage? Unfortunately, 14 is not going to work.
I rolled a 2 and an 8.
Ouch.
Damn, that's a first.
Ouch. Geth, is that your turn? Okay. So, I know you didn't break free, and you didn't break free. Correct? Okay.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Thorander. Thorander, you are going to take 5 points of necrotic damage as blood is being...
You're resistant.
You are resistant.
Huh, I forgot about that.
But still, a little bit of your life essence is being sucked out of you in the version of blood. Geth. 12 points of necrotic damage as your life essence is being sucked out of you, and you're drowning in a pool of blood.
The vampires would be having a ball right now.
Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Mr. Bubbinsworth. Armor class 19. She's just shaking her head. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage. How you looking over there, buddy?
I mean, I'm looking okay, but I've been plastered to this wall for a while. Or our ceiling.
I need you to make a con save. Every time you step out, you're just getting blasted against the ceiling again.
19 again.
All right, you are successful. However,
You're still plastered.
you are plastered to the ceiling. Let's see. That leaves Brubane
Disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
29.
I hit armor class 11.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
It is now Thorander's turn.
Make that shape, bud.
I'm adding 2 to my strength check.
Yeah.
No. I got a 10.
No. Not successful. Mr. Bubbinsworth.
Uh, 17.
You are successful. Thus ending your turn. You basically break out. It's just like, you know those like you go to the park and they have these little fountains where they're like squirting water out of different areas. It's like you move to a spot and you get blasted, and then you move away to another spot, but then you get blasted. It's like anybody who is watching this from the outside, say like a dungeon master on the inside, is watching almost like this ballet of pillars of blood moving across the room. It's quite a beautiful thing.
Sure.
For a dungeon master, not necessarily for a player character. That being said, I believe it is now Brubane's turn.
Wait. This one. 30 to hit.
Yep.
20 points of damage on that one. And then we'll use more priest.
Okay.
So that is 21 to hit.
Okay.
Sorry, 22. Doing 16 points of damage. No, wait, 17 points of damage, sorry.
Okay, I got it.
Wait.
Geth?
29 to break out of strength.
You are successful. You blast your way out of this beatdown of blood.
Here comes. I'd rather get put in the same situation as Casey, I bet.
I believe it is now their turn. You did not break out of the pillar last round, so you are going to take. It would be 11 points of necrotic damage, but at half it's going to be 5. The other one attacks Mr. Bubbinsworth. Hits armor class 8. Thus missing you for the first time. The next one attacks Geth, hitting armor class 14. I believe that misses you as well. Leaving the last attack on Brubane.
Disadvantage.
At disadvantage. 18?
It's right on the money.
Right on the money, buddy. Right on the money. You're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a con save.
16?
A 16 is successful.
Okay.
However, you are plastered up against the wall.
Figured. Dang it.
Thus ending my turn and turning it over to Thorander. Roll good, buddy.
17.
You are successful. Ending your turn.
I'll take it.
All right, Bubbinsworth.
Again, Ray of Frost at the one in front of me. 18 to hit. 16 points of cold damage.
Duly noted. Does that end your turn?
I'm assuming I can't step backwards without giving it an opportunity to attack.
Correct.
Okay, then no.
Okay. Just to go back, so Thorander, when you broke free, this was like the first time in several rounds. It was like being held underwater for, I mean, it's not too bad, because if you figure 6 seconds around, you were being forced underwater for what, 18 seconds? And somebody can hold their breath for that long. But it was not a fun experience. Though you are resistant, so you definitely were not taking as much damage as like anybody else in the group. How ironic.
Thank you.
That being said, it is now Brubane's turn.
16.
You are successful in breaking out of this geyser of blood. As you crawl your way across the wall out of its pressure, finding just a little bit of space where you can stand up on the wall, freeing yourself from this, thus ending your turn. It is now Geth's turn.
I swing on the thing that's been attacking me. Or what's in front of me. 22 to hit.
Yeah, buddy.
Max damage. Yep. 22 points of the damage. For my second attack. 27 to hit. $19 points of damage. And on the third swing, 28 hit. 17 points of damage.
Okay. I've got it. Now that was a crud ton of damage in a round, but this creature had taken very little damage up to this point, so it is still up and moving. That's a crud ton of damage, though. There is blood everywhere. There is not an inch of wall, ceiling, or a crevice on your body that is not covered or filled with blood.
Oh.
The blood that is coming out of your nose is not your own. It is their turn. First is going to be the one against Thrander.
No.
Armor class 16.
Ooh, that's a man.
I believe that's a miss.
That would be correct. You are correct, sir.
Next is going to be Mr. Bubbinsworth. 15.
Yep.
Still a hit.
Still hits me.
Oh my god.
8 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm going to need a save, please.
Con, right?
Yes, please.
I got a 10.
Whoa! As this thing is plastering you against the ceiling, you can finally, and you've been fighting this round after round, it's breaking you down. It's finally making a headway, and it starts to, in these wounds that is like blasted through, like pummeled you against this wall, it's now starting to suck some of that blood from your own body. And you're going to take 13 points of necrotic damage. How you looking there, buddy?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. The next one is going to be on Geth. Armor class 12. I believe that's a miss. Last but not least is going to be on Brubane at a disadvantage. A 12. I also believe that's a miss. Thus ending its turn. It is going to be Thrander's turn.
Alright, time for some payback on my son bitch.
On this son bitch.
Still advantage?
Wait, what round is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
She's counting how many dodges.
Really?
Yeah, we're like
6,
round 6.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, it's still active.
Hit armor class 18.
That will be a hit, buddy.
Maybe 7.
That was funny, Casey started counting how many times she got hit.
11 points from the first attack. Attack from the dagger.
Okay.
Hit armor class 27. For 9 points of damage. And the final swing. Hit armor class 28. For 13 more damage.
Okay, I got it. Mr. Bubbensworth? What are you doing there, buddy?
Strength save, right?
Yep.
22.
Again, you're able to somehow, in your weakened condition, break out of this pillar of blood while you're still stuck on the ceiling. Ending your turn. Rubane? Clickety-clack.
27 to hit. Doing 16 points of damage.
Okay.
What priest? One more paint. 26 to hit. Doing 17 points of damage.
Make it merciless.
So the first swing, just swiping that blood away, splashing more on the walls and on my comrades. Final swing, just bring it up and then come I guess coming down this way. It just comes smashing down on them.
Right. Letting the blood just rain.
Yeah, just rain down.
It's raining blood.
And just...
Nice. Very nice. Thank you. I believe it's Geth's turn.
Swing on the one in front of me. 29 to hit. 17 points of damage. Second hit. 17 to hit. 18 points of damage.
Geth, make it merciless.
So with the first swing, I hit it and it looks like it's about to recover, and then I hit it again and it's just...
And you make it rain blood? Nice. Nice. Rain blood. Very nice. It does.
Telling you, don't let me make it merciless. It's gonna be nasty.
It is their turn. The first one on Thurander. Nat 20.
Make a merciless neck.
27 points of damage.
What the? I'm gonna evade that shit. I'm not taking no 27. That's too much.
I need you to make a con save.
Con save for me, Nick. Good job. 16.
That is successful. You are still plastered against the wall. Even though you didn't evade, it was a nat 20, so the evasion only kind of like halved the critical damage, but you still took full real damage that round.
What was it again? It was 20 what?
26, I believe.
Okay, so what, 12? Or 13? 13, sorry.
Yeah. The next one on Mr. Bubbensworth. 21 to hit.
What,
You're going to take a total of 5 points of damage. Gonna need a con save there, Mr. Bubbensworth.
15.
That is the target number. So, you are now plastered against the ceiling, and that ends their turn. It is now going to be Thurander's turn.
Four.
You're not successful.
Oh, I know. However, I'm still stuck to the wall.
You would take 8 points of necrotic damage, but it's halved for only 4.
Don't I only take the damage on their turn?
Sure, yes, you are correct. My bad. It is now going to be Mr. Bubbensworth's turn.
18.
You are successful, ending your turn.
Jeez.
That's awesome.
Rubane, what would you like to do?
Let's see. Oh, what the hell? Do a Scorching Ray on the one in front of Mr. Bubbensworth. First one,
Nat 20.
nat 20.
Very nice.
Doing 21 points of damage.
Okay, here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Your Scorching Ray hits this pillar of blood that was continuously pinning Mr. Bubbensworth to the ceiling. And as the Scorching Ray hits this pillar of blood, it doesn't seem to have the kind of impact that you would think it would, like hitting a fireball on the surface of a lake
Right.
of water. It has a very similar, somewhat effect. As the gods of fate have smiled upon you, even though it's resistant to this type of damage,
Figured.
there was just enough damage already to this creature, and there was just enough heat in your spell that you may make this merciless.
Little sister.
I guess with the, because I knew it was going to have that amount of effect, but it's just like it hits, and it's just like steam, and it just vaporizes them,
Yes.
and yeah, it just.
I'm melting.
Pretty much.
I mean, these creatures only have like an intelligence of 5, so they can't really speak, but
Right.
if it could, that's what it would be saying. It's like,
There's 2 more shots. I guess I'll throw him out the other one.
you may do so.
Okay.
Kill it.
That's AC 16, which is only 2 of these. Doing half of 15, I guess. Last one. Yeah, that's. Yeah, no, that's a miss. That was a 12.
That would be a miss.
Mm-hmm.
It is now Geth's turn.
Can I move up to it without having to crawl on the wall, or will I have to step in the puddle of the blood?
It's up to you. You're the one with the spider slippers.
Yeah, you can either go.
They're slippers.
You can either use your spider climb, or you can just wade through the pool of
Yeah, I'll
blood.
just use my spider climb. 19 to hit.
Yes.
15 points of damage for the second hit. 24 to hit. 18 points of damage.
Make it merciless.
Same thing as last time, I just keep hitting it until...
As the last pillar of blood is squashed, so damaged that there's nothing left of a physical form to create another pillar. It doesn't change the fact that the 4 of you stand in various odd positions around the room, whether it's on a ceiling or the wall. You stare at each other. You yourselves look like pillars of blood, with the only difference being when your eyes blink. There is not a hair. There is not a cell. There is not a section of anything on you that is not covered in blood. You look like a creature of blood, with the exception of when you blink.
Shaka, shaka, shaka.
It is not enough. And as you stand there staring at each other, dripping and trying to wipe off what equates to like a gallon of blood covering each of you, maybe even more, and you look at each other's eyes, you realize this was just the first room in the Monastery of Vrag'osh. What horrors, what creatures further in? We won't know that answer until 2 weeks from now.
This has been a Merciless Gaming Media Dungeons & Dragons podcast production. Everyone here at Merciless Gaming Media, Jerome, Keegan, Nick, sometimes Casey, and myself, truly thank you for your patronage. Come check out our Merciless Gaming Media Facebook page for updates on future podcasts, and later this week, I plan to upload a document that we use for faction progression. More specifically, we took the faction progression provided by Wizards of the Coast, amped it up just a notch or two, and have added Mr. Bubbensworth's faction using the overall document as a template to do so. Come to our Facebook page, check it out, and let us know what you think.